positive you don't ring a bell on Wall Street. I'm Michael Toscano.
It's Ryobi Days at the Home Depot, where the best prices on Ryobi tools come out to play. Like a Ryobi One Plus battery kit 2-pack, just $99. With 2 high-performance batteries, a charger, bag, plus your choice of a free select cordless Ryobi One Plus tool from the world's largest 18-volt tool system. Then you can't beat free. Ryobi Day savings, in-store or online at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through June 20th at participating stores. Claim based on pack style batteries. See store for details.
Good shit.
Means you got Morgan Freeman in your notes?
Ooh. You know what? Okay, got it. All right, y'all. What's up? Take a moment, share the broadcast. Good morning. It's the WVON morning show. Y'all ready? Let's get it cracking. Take a moment, share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. Let me go to YouTube. YOU. Can you tell Todd to bring Blackmore, please? What's up, y'all? Take a moment. Share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. Yes. Rest in peace. Rest in power, Lou Myers. Crazy, right?
From the Xfinity Studios at WVON. We're your original social media. You're listening to The Morning Show with Maze Jackson on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed.
No more backwards thinking, time for thinking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be. There's so much hatred, war and poverty. War. Wake up, all the teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say.
They're the ones who's coming up, and the world is in their hands. When you teach the children,
Teach them the very best you can. Come on, y'all. The world won't get no better if we just let it be.
world won't get no better. We gotta change it now, just you and me.
Wake up, all does make the old people well. They're the ones who suffer and who catch all the hell. But they don't have so very long before their judgment day. So won't you make them happy before they pass away? Wake up, all the builders, time to build a new man.
I know we could do it.
Morning, Tammy.
We all in the
Morning, Andre.
only
What up, Jay Minor? Jay Minor, I'm gonna need you on 79th. I need some dates and locations. What up, Ian J? Jacqueline Edwards. Dennis. Pastor Hunter. Katrina Washington.
if we just let it be.
Na 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 na. The world won't get no better.
We gotta change it now, just you and me.
Good morning, Chicago. Good morning, world. This is the WVON Morning Show. I'm going to tell you what, man. Usually, you know, I pop off very early in the morning, and I like to kick off the day, but I want to show a little reverence today. Show a little respect. Honor to the passing of one of Chicago's greats.
Maze, I'm like a boxer who's been hit with a haymaker I didn't expect. I'm trying to get my legs under me. Attorney Lou Myers Jr. passed yesterday. I just found out this morning. There was an email late last night. I was asleep. Get up this morning, read this email. Attorney Lou Myers Jr. died yesterday following complications from open heart surgery. Don't have a lot of details at this point. Attorney Lou Myers Jr. is people who've been active on the social, economic, and political scene in Chicago know, has been active here for more than 4 decades as an attorney. He's best known, I believe, as the attorney for Minister Louis Farrakhan during the 1990s in that period. And he's a civil rights attorney. He was a civil rights attorney.
You know what, Charles? I think that we are all caught a little bit off guard right now. And so what I think we need to do is I think everybody around here is trying to get their feet up under them. But you know what I want to make sure we do? I don't want to make this a morning. I want to make sure that it is a respectful celebration of his greatness.
You know, but I tell you, Maze, I got to get over it. I mean, this guy. You know, the last time I saw Lou Myers Jr. several months ago, we
It's in that wishbone.
having lunch with him. We were talking about some stuff, and I don't know. I'm going to have to get. I'm going to need some time really to gather myself.
That's why I think, Charles, the best way to deal with this is to let everybody wake up, get their feet up under them. Let's do the show, and let's say at 7:30 today, we are going to try and get a hold of some people who can provide some insight, some perspective on the life of Lou Myers, past, present, and the legacy going forward. Maybe we take some calls. Maybe some of Chicago's great people will call in and just give. You know what, man? I just refuse to see a warrior go out without a celebration.
You're right, and the thing is, you know, he was also a professor at Chicago State, and he retired, and you know, he wasn't taking on any new clients, but he would always refer. He would refer to refer his business to other people. But if I can just say this, Lou was the guy you could call, and it wasn't about billable hours.
Yeah.
You could call and he could talk about anything in this city, socially, economically, politically, to you. And he wasn't talking about getting paid. He was just giving of himself constantly. He let everybody have his cell phone number, and you could call it, and you could talk about any number of things.
Any number of things, and he would provide insight, wisdom. But you know what I appreciated was he provided that insight from the perspective of not how we gonna lay down, but how we gonna win. How do we take it? You know, you see those people. What you say? What is it? Unbossed, unbowed, and unbought.
You think about the loss of Judge Pensham, Judge Cousins. I know they're not all compressed.
Right.
Think about the loss. This is on that level. This is on that level.
Yeah, this is definitely on that level, y'all, and it is about that legacy, and we're gonna have to celebrate that. So at 7:30, we're gonna give Attorney Lou Myers his just due. We're gonna have some calls. You know what? I want to hear from Reverend Jackson. I want to hear from Minister Farrakhan. Let's see if we can get Andre Grant on the phone. Maybe people like Conrad World. Let's make sure. Let's make sure, because Charles, I'm telling you, one of the things that concerns me is as we continue to, as life moves on, we got to make sure that we give our people their flowers while they're here. But not only do we give them their flowers while they're here, but we make sure we collect that knowledge, right? That knowledge is imparted into someone, that it is poured in and it continues, so that we can build on Lou Myers, so that we can look out and we, you know, that's why it's a good thing we got Andre Grant, man. Let's make sure we find Dre. Dre, wake up, man. It's the WVON Morning Show. Hey, y'all. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. My man, Charles Thomas, right here. Look, we're going to do this show. We're going to get through it, y'all. We're going to make it. There's a lot going on. I came in here ready to talk about Trump and Jack Johnson. And y'all, you know, when somebody hits you with a left, you was looking for the right, and and they hit you with the left, then that's kind of how I'm feeling. But then I think about, man, that brother and the people that he represented, and what not just our city, not just our state, but what it, when you ask them, when you ask the question, what's in it for the black people, and somebody can put up be like, there are people who can really say, I am the answer to what's in it for the black people. Attorney Lou Myers was one of those people. Hey, and we're going to celebrate him today at 7:30. Make sure y'all get, you know what? Dr. Adams, she was here with us last week. And Charles, do you know what? Todd hit me and told me that attorney Jim Montgomery was going to be here with us next week. So you know what? I bet you we get a lot more perspective on that too, as well as we talk to our legal titans. But let's get this thing on the road. We got to get the plane in the air. So, gotta say what's up to Annette Flournoy in the newsroom. Annette, how you feeling this morning?
Yeah, I'm feeling kind of like you. It's a somber moment, you know, in Chicago. It's a big loss. And I was poised, too, to talk about Jack Johnson, Morgan Freeman. Chicago beaches are open today, but then we're hit hard with this early morning news, and it's sad.
You know what, Annette? But we're going to figure out a way to get it all in here, because you know what? We know that the plane got to keep flying. We got to keep going. We can't stop. We won't stop. So, it is the WVON morning show. Got to say what's up to the musical conductor of the Soul Plane, Miss Sonia Escobar. Sonia, how you feeling? Good morning. There it is. Them lions roaring. You know what? Make them lions, as we go to the break, let them lions roar for our brother, Epic Titan, icon, civil rights. You know what? Let the lions roar one time for my man, attorney Lou Myers. We on top of Chicago 1690.
More of the morning show with Maze Jackson coming up.
WVON morning show, y'all. It's how we do in the den. Show that man some respect. Great, huh? Crazy, 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 crazy. How y'all feeling this morning? Say what's up. I believe Flavor Flav is supposed to be in the studio with us as well today, y'all. So it's going to be a crazy day. About to have to hit the pickle man. You saw that Flav was over at Leo High School yesterday. Shout out to Shaka Rawls. Shout out to Mike Joyce. Let's say what's up to everybody this morning. What up, Pastor Hunter? What up, Dennis Evans? What's up, Aunt Tennille? What up, Jacqueline Edwards? Ian J. Leverson. J. Minor Allen, the mayor of 79th Street. Yo, J. Minor, I told you I'm going to need you to set me up a date and time to come over there and meet some people on 79th. What up, Andre Smith, Kimberly Patton, Tammy Jackson. What up, Brian House? What up, Kunta Kinte, Felicia Gatewood, Bolingbrook in the house. What up, Brian House, Ricky Jones, Felicia Gate. Oh, I got you. What up, Del Rob? I guess I don't get to call you Del Rob no more. I call you Del Wall. That like you know, like Wal. Nah. What up, Scott Nader? What up, Dr. Darlene Kennard? What up, Lorraine Little? What up, Brother Kang Mufasa Red? What up, Howard Trout? What up, Brother James Matthews Jr.? What up, Maurice Newman? What up, Shonda Sunshine? What up, Vershawn Sanders Ward? What up, D.A. Jackson? What up, Wilson Coleman? What up, Tom Watson? What up, Cecil B. Lucy? Shout out to Chicago State over there holding it down. Henry Hartsfeld. Sheila Aiken. What up, Steve Hobson? Shout out to the Rat Pack. What up, Anita Andrews Hutchinson? What's up, Village Leadership Academy, making our young warriors, preparing us for the next generation. What up, Lynn Stepper? What up, Mark Allen? What up, Erica Swain Farrell? Shout out to Mark. And what's up, my boy Brian? Principal Elenia Moore. Good morning. Thank you for rocking with us. What's up, Sharon Ugochi? You know we gonna be here. I ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. What up, Darlene M. Kennard? What up, Anthony Hancock? Shout out to Bolingbrook in the building. What up? Hey, Anthony, you got to come out on June 16th for the Bolingbrook Juneteenth celebration. We're going to have us a party. Make it a reunion. What up, Carl Murray? What up, Sharon Foster? What up, Leslie Moore? How you feeling? Leslie Moore Hicks. My fault. What up? Yeah, that's it. Thank y'all for tuning in this morning. It's the WVON Morning Show. Don't miss it. too. Oh, it's a city council meeting today too. We should call Brendan. Trying to get y'all a guess, man. Beat Bolingbrook Juneteenth on the 16th of June. I'm taking the stage. We trying to do it. I'm bringing a cooler. So, you know, we doing that thing. Hey, man, we need you to talk about this thing, man. Can you do 6? I'm going to do it in the social media question of the day. Can you call in at, like, can I text you the call-in number? And at 6:30, call in at, like, 6:35. Or I can have them call you if you want. All right, let me just have them call you at 6:35. Okay, cool. All right. Bring it back, please. I'll be loving you always until the always. You are tuned in to the Top of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man Charles Thomas in the building. And Charles, as we announced earlier at the opening of the show, in case you are just waking up, civil rights icon attorney Lou Myers passed away last night due to complications. Open heart surgery?
Yeah, open heart surgery. I don't know too many other details of it, but you know, we got this email late last night confirming that he had passed in surgery. And, you know, I had no idea. I don't think a lot of people had any idea that there was any heart ailment in his life, but that's the circumstance. We're waiting on more detail, to come in as the day goes on.
Charles. So we're gonna do the show. We're gonna move on 7:30 though. Everybody tune in. If you got a memory, a thought, something you want to share, Minister Farrakhan, call us. Reverend Jackson, call us. Conrad World, call us. Attorney Andre Grant, call us. Tell us, share insights. Attorney Lou Meyer, Charles. But this as we move on this morning, you know, did you see Donald Trump pardoned Jack Johnson?
Yeah, yeah. You know, we've talked about it here on the show that it's a long time coming. It should have happened a long time ago, because this was clearly a bogus case. You know, one of those white women cases. Exactly. Jack Johnson went across state line. He's married to a white woman. So
right.
He took a white woman to Indiana. Apparently, he's living here in Chicago. Took a white woman to Indiana and got convicted of violating the so-called Mann Act, M-A-N-N, the Mann Act, which was what they call
Stay off our white women.
Stay Off Our White Women Act, and you couldn't take him. So that's what they charged him with. And apparently, I mean, he went overseas for a minute to avoid the case, but he came back and agreed to do a year
And a day. So he could go
something like that.
to the real joint.
Right, and
No county time.
It was just totally bogus. I mean, anybody knows it's bogus. But all these presidents, when you think about all the presidents, I would say, let's say post 1964,
Mm-hmm.
when the Civil Rights Act was passed, all those presidents, Democrats and Republicans, including,
Don't do it.
none of them saw fit to do this, and they have pardoned all kinds of people. I mean,
Well, you know what, Charles? I wanted to make this the social media question of the day, but then I realized that the air marshal was going to be here, and I thought he might be able to provide some unique perspective, being an athlete, a superstar celebrity, kind of what the pressure could be like.
That's good one for him to talk about.
So let's do that one at 7:00.
Okay.
But I just think I can't wait to have this conversation, because do you know black folks are mad now? I can't wait to talk about it. All right, now Charles. Harvey Weinstein, Mr. Me Too, is back.
That's right, and I'm telling you, since the conviction of Bill Cosby, Harvey man, can you imagine the reaction if Harvey Weinstein walks?
He walking. Oh, he's walking.
Bill Cosby
Glad to
walk,
see I'm walking.
I mean, he got some fresh meat.
He walking.
He got fresh meat.
He is walking.
Statute of limitations.
Them fresh meat, all them fresh meats is on TV. They got movies. That's another one. I want to know what was the role. So do they got to get a stardom back? Does Gwyneth Paltrow got to give back them movies? Do they give back that? You know what? See, that's what's gonna get me in trouble. But I'm gonna tell you what. You know who needs to be worried right now? Did you hear Morgan Freeman? They got Morgan Freeman, though. He already was scandalous already, though.
Yeah, but was he? Yeah, he's scandalous.
He was scandalous,
But like, did he do anything more than harass? Or I shouldn't say.
See, that's what's going.
Like
See, that's.
He seemed like he was like patting people in the wrong places, touching people in the wrong places, and making comments. I don't know if he was doing some Harvey Weinstein. You see the allegation against Harvey Weinstein?
Hey, man.
I mean, it's like taking women by the back of their head and like.
Ooh,
Like.
Let me just say. See, man, the movies. I think they get these things confusing. Like, you see these things in the movies, and they get, it's too much, Charles. It's too much. You know what? Let me tell you what. Did you know that we had city council on Wednesday, but did you know that there's another city council meeting today?
That's right. Thanks to Alderman
Ramirez Rosa
and my brother
David Moore.
David Moore from the South Side. They came together, pulled the parliamentary move to delay the vote on the new cop training center on the west side.
And Rhyme said, "I'll show you." We gonna schedule the next city council meeting in 2 days on a Friday before Memorial Day. So everybody who had flights gotta cancel them, and they gonna be mad at you.
And not only that, what you said, you reported yesterday, they threw Carlos Ramirez Rosa
Out the
Latino caucus.
Out the Latino caucus.
What they gonna do to David Moore?
They ain't gonna do jack. What you talking about? David, because you know what, David Moore be right on TV the next day talking about, oh yeah? Well then, let me tell you, but Charles, yesterday, my friend, I actually owe him, I lost the bet to him, Brendan Schiller, filed a federal lawsuit to block the cop academy. And I'm just asking, is that really the right way to deal with this? Well, we're gonna ask that. We're gonna talk about this in the social media question of the day. Plus, Brendan will be on the phone with us. It's a Talk Chicago 1690. We'll be back after news, traffic, and weather. Sorry, missed that break. Okay.
Give Reverend Jackson for 5 minutes and 7 minutes.
Why should we be opposed? Like he's saying a lot. That's because he want to get in and
No,
out.
I told them.
Oh, okay, okay, right. Why should we be opposed to the?
That's from his webpage. And Conrad's going right to voicemail. I mean, like one ring, and Andre, I left him text and voicemail.
Okay. All right, y'all, take a moment. Share the broadcast. How's everybody doing today? All right. Now I'm trying to get Flav on the phone. Here we go. Oh, you want to play it, brother, huh?
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice message. 7082.
Sorry, y'all. Give me a second. I'm trying to. Man, think about this, though. Harvey Weinstein got arrested. He ain't even gonna see Rikers Island. All right, y'all. Take a moment. Share the broadcast. Oh, nah. I done lost my screen. What is going on? Right, all I'm saying is Harvey Weinstein negotiated the terms of his arrest. How do you negotiate the terms of your arrest? When have you heard a black person say, this is when I'm going, how I'm going, and what I'm going to do? It's some bull. Nope. I'm walking. Who watched it from Australia? All right, take a moment. Share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. Hey, y'all. Friday, Monday, holiday. Out of here. I'm going to be on the roof barbecuing. What up, Brendan Schiller? Brendan will be joining us. Now, Brendan, you can't use your cell phone and be on this, so I hope you're watching on your thing. Shout out to Reese Mo. What up? Diane Scott. What up, Sean J? What's up, Alicia Benford? We'll talk today after I get off the show. Got it? Yes, you have a great representative. Hey y'all, I'm super excited. When is my photo shoot for Bolingbrook? Yeah, I mean, you tell me I'm not having a photo shoot. There's not gonna be like a shoot with me, like, you know, standing at the Bolingbrook, like by the sign, being like home of Maze Jackson. I can't get that. Y'all tripping, man. I promise you, one day it's gonna be a sign that says Maze Jackson, home of Bolingbrook. What up, Ron Lewis? Yeah, I'm trying to find me. Who got some good beef ribs? I ain't getting a photo shoot? Oh, you promise. Do I get the blue M&Ms? Like, are y'all gonna have me, like, do I get my rider requested? You know, like my Stella chilled with custom engraved chalice. All right, y'all. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Tennille's brother, I take it. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, Charles Thomas. And Charles, in case our listeners are just waking up, please let them know the news.
We have the very sad news that legendary attorney, Chicago attorney, Louis Myers Jr. passed yesterday during open heart surgery. We're still looking and expecting details on his passing, but attorney Louis Myers Jr. transitioned yesterday during treatment for open heart surgery.
This is
Problems, where you put it. It's shocking news.
shocking news. 7:30, tune in for our tribute to attorney Lou Myers. We've already got Reverend Jackson confirmed. Minister Farrakhan, we'd love to hear from you as well. I know you got your people out there listening to all our Muhammads in the universe. Do your magic.
Yeah, and he was Minister Farrakhan's attorney.
Yes. So, Charles, you know, we'll be talking about that at 7:30. Also, 7 o'clock, Jack Johnson, Big Otis Wilson in the building. But, Charles, we were talking before we went to break about this police academy. And the fact that 2 aldermen opposed it. Alderman Carlos Rosa Ramirez. Was it? I get those mixed up. Ramirez Rosa.
I'm sorry. I mean no disrespect. It's just that
I just like how you say it. Rosa Ramirez. Yeah, all that. And our guy, our regular listener, Alderman David Moore, pulled a parliamentary procedure to block the new police training facility.
To block the vote on the new police training facility. The city wants to spend $95 million to build a new police training facility on the west side of Chicago, I believe in the 37th ward, that's Emma Mitt's ward. That facility right now as many of you know, is just across the street or just nearby the Whitney Young High School. That's that facility. They want to move that to the west side. And the mayor is trumpeting this move as being a great economic engine for the west side, when people on the west side say, hey, you know, we could use $95 million for some economic purposes, but not build a police academy. Because the police are not necessarily people that, you know, we, I guess they appreciate them, but there's a strange relationship between a lot of people in the 37th Ward and the Chicago Police Department.
So they blocked the vote on Wednesday.
With a parliamentary procedure where two aldermen, if they come together, can do that.
They call it deferring publishing,
Yeah.
DMP. Then, so the mayor pulled a quick one on them and said, okay, you want to be slick. They thought it was going to be another month for another meeting. He said, we're going to schedule the next meeting on Friday, which is today. But in the interim, an attorney has filed a lawsuit to block this library. I mean, not this library, this police academy. Now, I don't understand, Charles. Why would anybody want to block a $95 million investment on the west side of Chicago when we always saying we don't get no development? So on the live line, we have the attorney who is filing the federal lawsuit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the WVON Morning Show, Brendan Schiller. Brendan, what's up, man?
Good morning, Brendan. How you doing, my man?
I'm good.
You're working hard. You're working hard. This guy's always working hard.
Hey, man, Brendan is the man. I ain't going in front. You know, did you know Brendan is actually, so Brendan, you know, I give Brendan the business. You know, I be asking what's in it for the black people. He always trying to give me an answer. I be like, hey, you a white guy. You can't give me the answer. You know, and he say, man, I went to Howard University. Man, Brendan has some street cred. So we're going to give you your props today. But Brendan, why are you trying to block a $95 million investment on the west side of Chicago? Don't you know what it would do? The economic engine it would spur?
Mays, let me start off this morning by giving my condolences to the family and friends of Lou Myers. That's a great tragedy and a great loss. Second, the issue here is democracy. On Tuesday, at the Budget Committee hearing, 100 folks from the No Cop Academy, from Black Lives Matter, Simon's Daughters, American Friends Services Committee, so on, showed up to testify, to explain why they thought that that wasn't economic development, why moving a bunch of government jobs from across the street of Whitney Young, a few blocks south and west, doesn't create economic development, doesn't help small black businesses, doesn't help small black entrepreneurs, but they weren't given that opportunity. Instead, the committee violated the Open Meetings Act by not allowing any comment prior to voting on this issue. And then on Wednesday, the full city council and the mayor violated the Open Meeting Act again by not following its own rules and procedures as it relates to scheduling meetings and as it relates to scheduling items for meetings and notification. Rule 27 of the city council lays out what they now call deferral and postponement. It used to be deferral and publishing. It says that when you defer and postpone, unless the people making the motion for deferring and postponing say it set for a specific date, that issue will not be heard until the next, quote, succeeding regular meeting.
Brendan, this sounds like a bunch of lawyer mumbo jumbo. I'm saying, man, why are you trying to block the $95 million?
Let me tell you why it's not mumbo jumbo. It goes to the heart of democracy. Our democracy is built on giving people confidence that they have a say and that the legislators who are voting hear them when they have a say. When you take all these thuggish actions to block people from having a say at the committee and at the city council to try to tamp down debate, then you, in this era of Trump, are taking actions which take away the confidence in your legislative activity from the public. I know it's a process question, but it's a process about allowing people to participate in the debate.
Well, Brendan, don't you need then a ruling, at least a temporary restraining order or something from the federal court or whatever court you filed this in now, right now, so you can stop this
That's
meeting?
what we're in court at 11:30 a.m. this morning, and that's what we're asking
And
for.
what time is the meeting?
The meeting's at 2:15.
So you have that 3-hour window then to try to stop this?
Yeah, you know, I know there's several aldermen who didn't want to be here on a Friday afternoon before Memorial Day and probably would rather be out of town. So I'm going to try to get them out of town 3 hours early.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking to Brendan Schiller. He is the attorney that has filed a lawsuit to block a city council vote on a police academy. So we're asking a social media question of the day. Why should we be opposed to a $95 million capital investment on the west side of Chicago? Brendan Schiller's got an answer, but what do the people say? Do you live on the south? Do you live on the west side? What do you think about this? Give us a call, 773-591-1690. We'll be back after traffic and the weather.
More of the morning show with Maze.
All right, so good morning. When we come back, I'm going to ask Brendan, I'm sure you're watching now. What I am hearing is that the people that are complaining are all north siders and south siders, that the people on the west side ain't complaining about it. Because my question is, are the west side people that is happening on, are they part of the negotiations? So Kenneth Johnson says that the police academy would be a great addition to the west side. You know what I'm saying? So one of the things, so let's ask that question. Did y'all hear about Rachel Dolezal got accused of welfare fraud? Crazy, ain't it?
So he was also Luke Palmer's attorney.
Ooh.
So Eddie Reed will be calling in on that. Called us. He's excited to talk. And look on line 12.
The #1 morning show in the country, baby. Look, when we say your name, the phone start ringing. Okay, so we'll bring him into the conversation when we come back. Take a moment, share the broadcast. Hey, y'all, this about to get good. Alderman David Moore is on the phone. I told you. So, you live on the south side, you live on the west side. Where you calling from? Take a moment, share the broadcast. What up, Keith Caldwell? What up, Christina Cole? Z5 to the blue 5 to the day I die. What up, John Rembert? What up, Cletus Williams? Where is Flav? What's up, man? Look, I'm about to start pick. Don't play me. We gonna make it tough for you in the city, Flavor Flav. What up, Marcus Pfizer? Happy Friday. Hey, y'all, what y'all cooking this weekend? What y'all doing for, can we just ask on the way out what y'all doing for Memorial Day? All right, so can we have just a little fun on this Friday? What are your Memorial Day plans? Is anybody barbecuing? And if you are, what are you cooking? Oh, Diane, you got a good one. Make it easier for the police to live out there, too. What up, Kunta? Yeah, Dr. Darlene, the city. Why you keep bringing that up? I know be saying like we got $95 million. They be slanging some money around this piece. What up, Tamiko? Tamiko, do we want the police academy on the west side? I bet if you ask the people that's negotiating, they'll say yeah. What up, Twin? Twin, what y'all doing this weekend? What we cracking, man? Think I might get on the roof on Sunday. Hey, in the middle of the bar. One day, You are tuned into the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, Charles Thomas, in the building. And Charles, we are talking to attorney Brendan Schiller. Brendan filed a lawsuit after the Wednesday City Council meeting to block the construction of the police academy.
You know, one thing that's really interesting about this vote, too, that the City Council took to approve the expenditure of this money, they took the vote. Then they had the public comment on it. I mean, and Brendan, quickly, this lawsuit is filed in federal or circuit court?
That,
It's the Open Meeting Act is a state statute.
Okay.
oh, you're going to lose, dog. You done. They already called. But check this out. On the live line, because you know how it goes on the WVON morning show, right? Once you start saying the names, the phone start ringing, and you know when you say this name, he gonna call back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the WVON morning show. Southside 17th Ward, Alderman David Moore. Alderman Moore, welcome to the WVON morning. Welcome back. Matter of fact, it ain't even welcome. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing well. How you all doing?
Good. So, Alderman, so here I got a Southside Alderman and a Northside attorney blocking West Side Police Academy. Are you all speaking for the people on the West Side, or are you speaking for who when you do this?
Absolutely not. We're not speaking for the West Side. Me, I'm being accountable. I can't talk for myself. So let me start for this standpoint. First of all, I'm in total favor of the police academy. We need a police academy. I've always said that. I took the vote to even do the land deal on that. My concern is the finances, and we have to stay briefed on all transactions when they take place, because things change. And when I ask for that information, if I don't have that information by the time we vote on it, then I don't vote. Or I do a no vote, or if I can do something to stop it till I get the information, I will. So I requested some financial information that I didn't get in a timely fashion, and so that's why I did that. And so until I get that information, which the administration is working on getting me before the day, they've already gotten me some of it. They're going to get me rest of it, and if it satisfies what I believe is a good way to move forward, then I will. The $106 million, I needed to know what was that breakdown. Now, $20 million of that is going to the academy. Still, we don't know where all the money is going to come from. Some is going to go from sale of other city-owned properties, but then I have to understand what that gap is. And then whatever that gap is, I need to understand where that money is coming from. Now, we may be able to move forward with what they say in terms of the sale of all the city-owned land, which is fine with me, but then when we get to that gap portion, depending on where we're getting that money to fill that gap, I may have an issue at that time. So that's all I want to do is just stay abreast so I can be able to explain to my constituents how their tax dollars are being spent. Because it's not whether it's 95 million, 75 million, it could be 105 million. It's us being able to explain to our constituents the flow of that money. And that was the same way with the Obama library. I'm very supportive of the library, but if you can't tell me where $175 million is coming from to do road infrastructure, and especially when we have road infrastructure work to be done in other areas of our ward, and you can't find that money, I have an issue with that.
Alderman, so I got to ask, man, because I saw the news press conference. Oh, you and Carlos Rosales had a twofer. Are you on this last city council? Ramirez Rosa had a twofer at this meeting. Are you concerned? And I heard Emma Mitt say, you shoot. What she say? You kill my dog. You kill my cat. I'm gonna shoot your dog. Are you concerned about retaliation? Because the mayor said that he put the vote under his glass on his desk and he sent President Obama a copy. Are you worried that there's a
I'm not worried at all. Alderman Mitz and I have a great relationship, and she totally understands what I'm doing, and she knows I'm in favor of the Cop Academy. And she understands that I just need the information to make a sound vote. You all want us to be due diligent. You all want us to ask the right questions, and so we won't end up with deals like we did with the parking meter deal and things like that. So I'm going to ask those questions, so when my constituents ask me, I can explain it instead of me shrugging my shoulders. And so I am not worried about that at all, because I'm always doing what I believe is the right thing for my constituents and residents of the city of Chicago. And when you stand on right, that's all you can do is stand on right and stand and be able to go to sleep and wake up.
That's why we appreciate you, Alderman Moore. Hey, Brendan, you got 30 seconds. Give us a close.
I'm sorry, say it again?
You got 30 seconds. Give us a close.
Again, the issue here is about confidence in democracy. As Alderman Moore just said, they were asking for him to take a vote. They asked the entire city council to take a vote without all the information. They had a budget committee hearing where they didn't want to hear the voices before they voted. They're trying to ramrod this without getting all the information and giving the community an opportunity to have the input. And that's just a mistake. That doesn't strengthen our democracy.
Brendan, Alderman Moore, thank you for calling in. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we're going to talk Trump, Jack Johnson, and we're looking for the air marshal. It's all next on the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. We'll be back.
The Talk of Chicago and the voice.
Good stuff, y'all. Good stuff. See, good stuff. I like that. I like that. Right? It's going to pass today, though. Take a moment, share the broadcast. Take a moment, share the broadcast. What up? No, Erica. What's up, Erica? Shout out to Erica Rudis Hardy. Erica, are you coming to Juneteenth in Bolingbrook? You should. We're going to make it a big old reunion. Come on, kick it. Bring your crew. What up, Israel? What up, Darlene Kennard? What up, Sharon? What up, Payback? What up, Pata? What up, Reese Mizzo? What up, Tamiko? What y'all cooking? Okay, so it's June 16th. Bring your cooler, and you got to make some food to bring to it. What up, Johnny Diggs? Mark Allen, hear my voice. What up, Mark Quinn? Hey, Mark Quinn. Me and you, dog. Me and you. I saw that yesterday. Me and you. What's up? What up? Let's see. Hey man, when I do Juneteenth, Anthony, I'm doing like Ravinia out there. Look at this, y'all. Harvey Weinstein is turning himself in. He told him how he was gonna turn himself in when he was going to turn himself in, how long is he going to stay. John, what's in it for the black people? Cookout. We don't say picnic. The cookout. Cookout will be on June 23rd. Also, how will we benefit long term? Well, Tamiko, I would guess that if we're going to do it, who is going to open? So if it's a police academy, like by my house, there's the police academy right now, and the Dunkin' Donuts, the Harold's Chicken, the Baba Ganoush, whatever place, the Subway, all of those businesses make money. So my thought is that we got to own the businesses around it. It's the same thing, I think, with all. I think we got to get out of this construction stuff, because the construction stuff is temporary, right? And again, if you got construction is not where the strength. Oh, Salim, yes. Lou Myers passed away last night due to complications. What's up, Lisa Cooper? Shout out to the CG Rose in the building. Oh my God. Yeah, Marquand, me and you, I synced you yesterday. Oh, dang. My fault, Erica. Okay. What's up to the SG Rose? Shout out to Erica and Lisa Cooper. Shout out to my girls from the SG Rose. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Marquand, you think you a comedian, don't you? Oh, you be thinking you funny, right? You think you funny? I got you. I got you funny. No. Tamiko, you know what? Do I have to play Ralph Tresvant for you? You better stop. First of all, John, if you bring mail, make sure it's Hellman's. Am I the only black person that likes mayo? I really like mayo. A lot. Has anybody ever had a sandwich from Capriati's? Man, they expensive than a mud. I ain't never had a $12 cheesesteak, but it's good. Don't tell me what to do. Okay, I make calls today. Linda J. Rose. I'm on a call streak on the way home. How many people attended the business event yesterday, with Willie Wilson? Did you go? Did you go? Did you go? Man, Hellman's is the best mayonnaise ever. It's different. Don't eat the other stuff. Tamiko, make my call list and send it to my text at 9:30. I will call before I take my nap. You can't stand mayonnaise? See. Oh, I hate Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip is the worst. It's the worst. What up, Tiger Lily, the step sis? How you feeling? Take a moment, share the broadcast. So, where the big old, where the air marshal? Oh, I used to love this song. Y'all know y'all heard this. Didn't you run up the steps? the Rocky theme song. Da 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 da. I'm listening.
The referee is exasperated. We're using Marquis of Queensberry rules, the referee cautions. I want both of you to follow the rules. By round 9, there is no let-up. Flynn is still using his head, and Johnson his defensive skills. Again, Flynn goes into a strange choreography. This time, the referee has much sterner words. What's this? A fourth man enters the ring. It's the sheriff who halts the proceedings. So once again, Jack Johnson wins by police intervention.
You are tuned into the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, Charles Thomas, in the building. But y'all, you know how we do at the top of the show. At the top of every hour, got to say what's up to the WVON Morning Show team. What's up to Annette Flournoy in the newsroom, as well as Miss Sonia Escobar. Charles, that we heard was a clip from heavyweight fighter Jack Johnson. Right? Jack, that was him winning. Was that the great? Was he the focus of the Great White Hope movie?
Yes, but what was that actually from?
The clip,
a newsreel, or was that from the film that?
No, that was actually a newsreel clip, right?
The documentary.
Oh, the documentary. Very good.
So that was, and actually, what was the clip specifically, Sonia? What was the clip?
A lot of fights.
Oh, it was just a lot. Basically, he whooped every white boy. He whooped all the white boys up. But Charles, yesterday, President Donald Trump issued a pardon for
Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson.
Yeah, man, that was something that a long time coming. Even I think one of the newspapers acknowledged that in its front page. It was a long time coming. I think I don't know if that was the words they used, but that's the deal. I mean, man, this happened back in the day when they would take you out and string you up to the nearest tree if you even looked at a white woman the wrong way. And Jack Johnson, of course, in the was it 1915, whatever it was, when he was champion? I mean, this brother was out there.
Well, Charles, here to add some perspective to this, what this means, on the live line is Reverend Jesse Jackson. Now, Reverend Jackson, welcome to the WVON Morning Show. How are you, brother?
Good morning, VON.
Good morning, Reverend Jackson.
Good morning. So, Reverend Jackson, put into perspective what this pardon means for us and this pardon of Jack Johnson.
The politics of it are enormous. Jack Johnson beat Jim Jeffries in around 1910. Between 1880 and 1950, 5,000 blacks were lynched. Arguably, Jim Crow lynching was more violent than slavery. For at least in slavery time, we had to make some more little slaves. We were an asset, we were a threat once we became free. I had the right to vote, which was taken away. During that season, Jack Johnson beat the White Hope, Jim Jeffries. And after he would fight, there would be race riots and sometimes lynchings. Small wonder he was not lynched, but he was able to operate as a kind of free agent. When he beat Jim Jeffries for the World Heavyweight Championship 100 years ago, they framed him. They said he took a white lady across state lines as if he were what I call it, not raping, but as if he were kidnapping somebody. He married the lady.
Right, that was his wife.
And Du Bois said the biggest crime that Jack Johnson made was unapologetic blackness. Mm-hmm. And so for all these years, we've tried to get presidents to pardon him for the record, for the history record, and they wouldn't do it. And Trump did it yesterday, and we're glad about that.
Now, Reverend Jackson, but Trump did it, right? And does that kind of stain it? Does it make it a big, does it stain it?
Say that again, please.
I said the fact that Donald Trump did it, does it stain this pardon?
No, Jack Johnson deserved to be pardoned. He was the heavyweight champion. He was framed. And the reason why Ali said Jack Johnson was his hero first, and he respected Joe Louis much. When Joe Louis fought Max Mellon, the American fighting the German, Joe Louis had the wind at his back, and America applauded Joe Louis for beating Max Mellon. But when Jack Johnson beat Jim Jeffries, he had a headwind. America was against his winning that fight. And they never gave up on trying to, and he said that they couldn't beat him in the ring, they beat him in the courtroom. And the fact that it's an irony that it came through Trump, but I'll take it.
Why did we have to wait so long, Reverend Jackson? There have been other presidents that even the black community has perceived as being friendly. Carter, Clinton, Obama. Why didn't they do it?
I know the Congressional Black Caucus has for a long time advocated the pardon of Jack Johnson. I've written many letters to pardon Jack, appealing for the pardon.
So
of
why
Jack
did
Johnson.
they ignore those letters and those pleas?
I cannot answer that question.
Okay.
Reverend Jackson, let me ask.
All I can say, he should have been pardoned. And I'm glad he was pardoned yesterday. It's a technical thing. It means nothing to him. But to his legacy, it means a lot. And I think the idea that his life is stained by, here's the guy who was a heavyweight champion, and he kidnapped some white woman, went across state lines. They dug up something called the Mann Act, which had no application whatsoever, really. He married the lady. So it's not like he was escaping or something like that. And so his family restores that. And I talked with his great niece who said that when he was jailed, his family stepped away from him because they were ashamed of the fact he had been jailed. But while in jail, even the jailers treated him as Mr. Jack Johnson. It's amazing. It's a great story.
That's because he probably could have whooped their butt. Look, Reverend Jackson, let me ask you a question, because one of the things that I feel like as I'm watching this debate happen, particularly in my generation, is they are negating the importance of this pardon. A lot of what I saw yesterday was, so what? It's a dead man, and y'all trying to praise Trump for something. Help us understand why the pardon of a man who has been dead for years and years and years should have any symbolic meaning.
Let me say that again. Make your point.
Reverend Jackson, in my generation, I saw yesterday, because I asked similarly the question that Charles asked, why hadn't this happened before? And I asked particularly, why wouldn't this be something that President Obama would have done? Now, not to denigrate President Obama, but the first thing they said was, well, who cares? This is a dead guy, and now y'all trying to praise Trump for pardoning this guy. Can you help us understand the importance of the legacy?
I can't answer why it hadn't been done. I know we asked for it to be done before. The fact he was charged, with escaping with this white woman had its own racist ramifications, and I don't expect as to why Obama didn't do it. I know Trump did do it. I know Jack Johnson deserved it, and to me that's a lot.
Hey, Reverend Jackson, do you think that America has gotten over the white woman thing? I mean, we had Jack Johnson, we had the Scottsboro Boys, we had Emmett Till, and thousands of other black men have died because of this white woman thing. Has America gotten past that in your mind?
Well, it's not just the white woman thing, it's the white men's thing too.
But the white woman thing in particular.
Well, in the theory of race supremacy, she's put on a pedestal, and he's put on a throne. And the church, either of those symbols is full of danger. It's just that basic. And I don't think that has changed very much.
Still that way.
I think that the laws have changed. That you're less able. It's less likely that you would be violated now for casual social conversation. But at that time, when Jack Johnson did it, there was lynching material.
Ladies and gentlemen, Can we get you, Reverend Jackson? You know what? I know you gotta go, but we gotta go to traffic and weather. But I want to ask you just if you could hold on for a second, because I would like to get your comments on the passing of Attorney Lou Myers and why it was so important. Hey, y'all, it's Talk Chicago 1690. We'll be back after traffic and the weather.
More of the morning show with Maze.
I thought it was Lou Myers Jr.
Okay. All right, y'all, take a moment, share the broadcast. Take a moment, share the broadcast. So, yesterday, what I heard a lot on social media, I thought it was... Okay. I was thinking yesterday, Attorney Lou Myers... I was thinking yesterday that was one of those innocuous moments I was thinking that yesterday was one of those moments where we could finally just be like, okay, yeah, we did it. And not we did it, but I thought that it was a good thing. It's no reason, no harm, no foul. I think it was one of those examples of something that Obama could have done just to get done. And it was crazy to me to see black people saying now that it was stupid, that we shouldn't have, like, he shouldn't have got the pardon. Like, can I tell you, legacy is important. And part of the fact that we don't think that legacy is important, he's a dead dude, so what? Well, he's a dead dude who, when they write in the history books, even though he was the greatest or could have been the greatest, so when your kid sees it, they write about the worst part of who he was. So when you hear all these stories about all of these great people in history, they all got a backstory somewhere. Nobody was perfect, but you see them as these great heroes so that you build your self-esteem on it. Now, when you don't understand legacy and you don't understand, people say my family name. That means something to people if you have a family name. If you are trying to leave something behind, I want people to say, that is Maze Jackson's daughter, and I want them to say it with pride. I want it to mean something. I want it to command a level of respect. Now, if you don't understand that, then you can say screw his legacy. You can say who cares about the dead man. But you can't talk about black history. You can't talk about the triumph of black people. So here is what could have been the greatest boxer of all time facing all of the issues. And now he gets the pardon. And black people are like, fuck your pardon. No. No. Legacy. You want to have something to pass on. Even if it is your name. For some people, having a name is their part of their legacy. So now, Jack Johnson's legacy was ended because of these laws. So instead of us beating our chest about the greatest fighter that overcame all these odds, we like, man, we letting white people tell us, yeah, he used to beat but he beat. So the white women, we talk about him beating the black woman, and then the first wife, we done took all the negative propaganda. Legacy, 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 legacy. Understand that. And when you understand the concept of having a legacy, then you will understand why people fight so hard. When people say, my word is my bond, my word is my bond is the beginning of a legacy. Just saying. Legacy. So, before you drag the man because you like whatever, like, consider getting your birthright back. Gotta understand that, man. Y'all gotta understand that, because we don't be having nothing to pass on. You understand legacy when you trying to hand something off. Who cares? He's stupid. Don't nobody care. Right.
So Conrad will be on at 7:40. I just spoke to him.
Okay.
He sounds like a lion when he woke up.
Okay.
Rawr, what do you want? I'll adjust though. This is a weird color. It's not like
Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Charles Thomas. On the live line, we have Reverend Jesse Jackson. Reverend Jackson, can you, just before you get off the line, can you please provide us with a reflection on attorney Lou Myers Jr.?
Oh boy, a civil rights lawyer's lawyer. I mean, once you get past Eugene Pincham and Lou Myers, it's just a radical dip. He was a lawyer for the sake of justice, not for remuneration or for judgeship, not for any tangible thing. On many occasions, we would be in demonstrations where we were facing possible arrest, and we would have thrown caution to the wind, and Lou would walk over and say, "You guys need a lawyer. You're stepping into some real stuff illegally. You just be our lawyer." I was down in Decatur fighting for the children who had been kicked out of school for no good reason, and we were going to lead a big demonstration, Reverend Meeks and I. And Lou said, "You guys need a lawyer." You know what I mean? And it was just his calling. It was his ministry. And we talked yesterday morning. He was doing fairly well in the hospital, and he died rather suddenly late yesterday. It is a painful proposition and a very hurtful loss. Lou Myers will be remembered for a long time for being a lawyer with a great sense of integrity and a great sense of a commitment to his chosen field.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Reverend Jesse Jackson with reflections on attorney Lou Myers. Reverend Jackson, thank you for everything that you do and everything that you have done in fighting and being the tip of the spear for
Thank you,
our
guys.
community.
I'll talk to you more about what we're doing in the days to come as we come toward our convention. One thing I want to talk to you guys about, we're now fighting with the help of Congress. Bobby Rush put forth a federal bill to make lynching a federal crime. Lynching is not yet a federal crime, guys. Lynching is not a federal crime, and I made that presentation to the caucus 2 weeks ago, and Bobby Rush has taken it up as a bill. We must make lynching a federal crime, because lynching is not just a war. Lynching is any mob action extrajudicial against the interests of is a lynching. And we use a different language today, but in some instances, what lynching is, for 5,000 lynchings, that was not one conviction. It was just, and most of us came north, not as migrants, but as refugees, because of the politics of lynching and terrorism. And so it's a big deal.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Reverend Jesse Jackson. Reverend Jackson, thank you very much. We are talking this Jack Johnson pardon by President Trump. Charles, it seems like this is a big deal because, wait a minute. What is that? Wait a minute, at 50,000 feet, 50,000, man, we in the stratosphere. That's because the soul plane is up in the air. Is that the air marshal? It's not a bird. It's not a plane. It is the air marshal in the building. Big Otis Wilson. Big O, how you feeling, man?
I am fine, thank you. Good morning, man.
Welcome.
Charles,
hey.
Annette, and all my people.
Look. Hey, there you go. Look at the face. Look at him. What's with all these flying kisses and look, man? What is going on around? Why is it when you walk in the door, man, the women all get on the windows, they start fixing their hair? What is going on? Big O.
I just bring sunshine.
You know what? So, Big O, I think this is a perfect conversation for you to get in. This Jack Johnson pardon. Check it out, man. Disclaimer, right? No shame. This don't have to be you. But, man, black athlete, super stud, white woman, lynched. Not lynched, but attacked, taken out, tried to take out the game. Have you ever seen anything similar to what happened to Jack Johnson?
No, because in our time, it's certainly, different.
Okay.
I mean, the laws have been changed, the rules have been changed, and, I don't want to say we're a commodity, but we make them a lot of money.
So they don't mind you?
In the rules a little bit, but, sometimes you hear comments, like...
Go on, man!
I'm just trying to say, how does I say, when you hear us in conversation,
Mm-hmm.
You know, you hear, you know, the white guys say it, well, you know, y'all get whoever y'all want now. You know, so.
They say it.
Right. Oh, I mean.
Do they don't say y'all they don't just see y'all as people? Do they see the color line? Do you think the white athletes, your teammates, see the color line?
Well, they always see the color line.
But Otis, don't you have to say on behalf of our younger brothers out there listening, that you got to have situational awareness when these white women step to you, and what could happen, like, would you think, even today?
Well, you know, what I hear today, and it just popped in my head just now, when they go get divorced, it's severe.
When they realize...
It's severe, because the judge just takes everything from you.
So...
and just strip you down.
Take the mint out of your pockets.
I mean, everything, and just gives it, you know, gives it to them. I mean, you know, divorce is divorce, but I hear them, they said, man,
you know what, y'all?
I don't have nothing left.
You know what? I think it's a new way of doing it, right? Instead of, they can't strip you down, they can't take you out and take you to court. But right.
Jackson was saying.
But the second that you slip off the boat, you back to being OJ.
There was a brother back on the south side a few years ago. I ain't gonna no name. Big time athlete. Got taken down big time.
Yeah.
I mean,
man,
there's always a way to do it, and there's always that line. You know, that it's always about black and white. So they just have a way of doing it now.
Big O, you stayed at home, right? You stayed at home. I seen your wife. You stayed at the crib. Let me ask you a question. Why does it seem like a lot of our athletes, I was looking at the NBA the other day, and I was like, man, this is a great league for real. Why does it seem like black athletes, when they achieve a level of success, do go to white women?
Well,
am I crazy?
It's funny you say that, because I always say you get a white woman in a Cadillac.
See, hey, that's what Ed Burke said the other day. Oh, he didn't say white woman.
You say that, get a white woman in a Cadillac.
Is that real?
Well, I guess you have, put it this way, when you have a bowl of fruit on the table, you can have whatever piece you want. You know, and they just go for whatever they want. But for the main part is, you know,
they don't want to stick with the apples. No apples, they just used the apples. So they want to be like, let me get a banana.
I want no plums. I want no plums.
I don't want no, not the plums. Look, hey y'all, it's the WVON morning show. I think the team is complete. We are up in the air. The air marshal is here. Look, when we come back, y'all, we are going to take a moment to show some love and respect and honor to Attorney Lou Myers Jr., who passed last night. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the WVON morning show. We'll be back 1690. Big O.
Yeah, good to see you, brother.
You too, man. You too. Yeah. So, what's up? So we got the. So talk to me. I do think though. Do you think that when an athlete becomes makes it to they set it up to kind of funnel you to white women? Like I think about when I was at U of I, right? When I was at U of I, the black athletes, no matter where they came from, they went. They came to campus, they put them in like the football dorm. Then they had like the little welcome recruiter people, and they kind of shuttled them off. And that's like when they were all first really introduced to white girls, right? And like the dudes from the city or whoever who had never really dated white girls, then that's when they kick in, and then they start doing all the extra stuff. And then you really don't fraternize. Where does it happen?
Well, let me say this. Because when you get recruited, you get taken out of your community. You get put in their community. And now you have these white girls around campus. I mean, a lot of black women, at some point early didn't go to college. But you're in their community. Now they have an aura. Wow, this great athlete, and that's just first picking. So I believe that's pretty much where it started. It's not so much that That's what they picked. That's what's there.
And so then what happens though what happens to the high school sweetheart? What happens to that person? And then
they get left behind a little bit sometimes because you get taken out of your community and you get put in another environment. You know, because when you go downstate, that's all white folks.
Right.
You know, so, and then you balling, you taking care of yourself, you looking good. They want you. They want you. I mean, that's easy picking.
And so
that's easy. That's the low that hanging fruit on the tree.
But how do you wind up getting married? Like, you don't say that's just like, what happens?
My thing is, I gotta marry my own.
Okay. But do you feel like marrying a white chick to some of them is a accomplishment? Do they? Is it a badge of pride? Or do they just say, man, I just like white women now, I don't like black women no more?
White women are a lot easier. They don't, you know, as they say, they don't give you no problem. They just give you what you want. You know, they take care of you. You know, supposedly the sister supposed to be nagging you.
That sounds like a stereotype.
It really does. It really does sound like it, but I believe that's why it happens. Because why they marrying? I don't know, because I can't see marrying somebody that don't relate to my culture. She can't really sit down and talk to me. She don't know what I've been through. You know, so to jump in there, I mean, they just real free. They do whatever you ask them to. You know, you tell them crawl for a quarter, they're going to crawl for a quarter.
Really?
I mean, yeah, if you don't feel like rapping that night and your game ain't tight, you go get a white woman.
Damn, Big O! Damn, Big O! Big O!
You go get a white woman. Why you with a white woman this weekend? Because I don't feel like fighting. I mean, I can't think of nothing else. Really. I mean, because you even down in Louisville, Kentucky. You know, there's a lot of black folks down there on the West End, down there, but the large part of the group is white women.
Man.
So when I want to be Jack Johnson, you know, I go in the club, you know, 6'3", you know, 335, you know, 240. They draping all over me. You know, the white boys staring at me.
Now, let me ask you, do the white boys get mad or do they say, I can't, like...
Yeah, they get mad, but they don't say nothing. What they gonna say?
That's the Jack Johnson. That's why the court stuff happened, right?
Exactly.
That's when, have you ever had them try to, okay, well, so...
I never had any repercussions.
Okay.
I don't think a lot of people have, but the only thing I can see is that when they marry them and they get divorced from them, they just get devastated.
Now, do you...
The white boy like, you know, okay, you married my woman?
Right, and so he'd be like, we're going to give it up.
I did nothing before, but now I'm going to do something. I'm going to break you down.
Do you see reverse? Do black women date white athletes?
I don't see it much. I've seen some guys, you know, mess with some girls.
Okay.
Because, you know, Jay Hilgenberg, our center, down in Tampa Bay, he had a sister down there.
Really?
Cheerleader. So, yeah, you hear that, but you don't
But
see
it ain't the norm. It ain't common.
No. But, yeah, it's totally, it's lax now.
Do brothers, so I guess my question would be, when you think about how that breaks down, so after the brother divorces the white woman the first time, does he marry another one, or does he go to the sisters then?
Well, sometimes you get another, like my secretary. he was cheesing all day long. He was married to a white woman.
Man, but I'm saying he wasn't married to, like, he is Mike Singletary. Big O, have you ever noticed that sometimes the brothers, when the brothers get when the white dude got the black woman, she like a 10. When the brother get the sister, she kind of, the white girl, she kind of let herself go a little bit. Have you seen that?
You get all the 230 5 miles.
Yes.
Mike Singletary.
Right! I never forget the first time I saw Mike Singletary's wife. I was like, wait a minute, that's Samurai Mike. And then old girl came around the corner. I was like,
Yeah. He don't get the glamour girl.
I hope he's not watching.
right. Don't give me Samurai Mike.
We'll have Andre.
Okay.
He's just getting a drink of water right now, and then he'll be ready to go.
Okay.
Then we'll have Conrad too. You got Reverend Al Sampson on the line, so we'll do a little.
Charles, come back to
3
the.
to 5 minutes. Just go through.
You can take the. I'm gonna just bring us in, and then you can throw it, and then look at the screen, cause you got.
First, yeah.
I mean, we can go to him. You can talk, and we can pick whoever you want to go
I think
to.
Andre was actually living apparently yesterday and I got a text.
So whoever, I mean, that come up. We can push the buttons. You can tell me who you want to go to, and I'll hit the button.
So he's gonna have him up here, I assume. I only see Reverend Al Sampson.
They're not in yet. He just came in and said the time. So, hey, so Big O, we also when we come back at 8 o'clock, we're gonna talk about the NFL.
Oh, yes, I can't wait.
Man,
I said, I can't wait. Them boys.
it's time for y'all.
If they let this go down,
Big O,
they punks.
Big O, y'all gotta start a league.
Oh, yeah.
Big O, you gotta start a league, man. Y'all gotta start a league, man. Y'all gotta start 6 cities. Start a league, man. I'm telling you. And you know what you should do? Do 7-on-7. Do a star 7-on-7 like Ice Cube is doing this Big 3.
Exactly.
Do like famous receivers and all that. Do it as a test.
The Big 7.
I'm saying. And then you do it one summer just as like a weekend. And you do like, and get all your friends and everybody come back and then be like, man, next year we taking this on around the city. So then you got them playing. And then you be like, we doing 6 cities. I'm telling you, y'all got to get this money, man. Andre is on the line.
James Cleveland.
I swear I love James Cleveland. You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man Charles Thomas, Big Otis Wilson in the studio. Charles, take it away.
Yeah, you know, we have been talking about the passing yesterday of attorney Lou Myers Jr. He was a frat brother of mine, an Alpha Phi Alpha. He was a friend, a confidant. Someone who, you know, a lot of professional people in Chicago. I mean, I was a reporter, and I called him about. And he never appeared on the air or quoted, but I would always look to him for guidance. There were business people who looked for him for guidance. There were activists. There were politicians who all could call Lou Myers Jr. for an off-the-record conversation, for some guidance. He passed yesterday, the circumstances of which were explained to us in very general terms as having been during recovery from open heart surgery. There were some people out there who knew him much better than others, than even I. I mean, I didn't know he was even in recovery from open heart surgery. On the live line, we have attorney Andre Grant. And Andre, I know that I always looked at you as having been sort of a protege Lou Myers Jr., and I'm getting information now that perhaps you visited him very recently in his rehabilitation. Good morning, Andre.
This is
We with you, brother.
Take your time, brother, because I had some moments like that this morning myself.
Yeah, this is a excuse me. This is a very difficult one. You know, it's, excuse me. It's almost surreal. Lou, in 1992, Lou had open heart surgery. He had a heart valve replaced, and the heart valve was supposed to last 20 years. And it did, in fact, last 20 years. In fact, it lasts 26 years. Well, about 2 weeks ago, he went in for a routine checkup, and they told him that there were some problems, and he had to have emergency surgery, which he had a week ago, Monday. From all accounts, the surgery went well. He was in recovery. It's been about a week and 4 days. I was with him yesterday afternoon for about 2.5 hours, had a great time, laughing, talking, going over some cases that I was covering for him. And then I got a call last night from his wife saying that he passed due to some complications and a cardiac arrest. But it's, and then, you know, we left the hospital late this morning, or early this morning, I should say. So it's just difficult, but I don't have to tell you guys.
Andre, we with you, brother. You know, ladies and gentlemen, that is attorney Andre Grant that you are hearing on the line. Andre, we're going to add to this conversation a Chicago historian, as well as a leader in the civil rights black nationalist struggle, Dr. Conrad Worrell. Dr. Worrell, welcome to the WVON Morning Show.
Yeah, good morning, Charles, and Andre and May.
Good morning.
And to the WVON family. As Andre said, used the word surreal. I just want to do a quick historical piece on Lou, who I met, came to Chicago in the late 1970s to participate as a lawyer, along with Chokwe Lumumba and Attorney Randolph Stone in the Pontiac case. Lou had been working in Mississippi with an organization called the United League. There's a book written about many of his significant contributions as a member of that organization in Mississippi. Lou went to Howard University, came out of Houston, Texas, and went to Rutgers Law School for half a minute, but interestingly enough, he ended up finishing law school at the University of Mississippi in Oxford. So when Lou came to Chicago, Charles Knox had a law school along with Yvonne King, and I guess through their network they found out about Lou, and these lawyers were pro bono because these brothers in Pontiac, there had been a disturbance and a prison guard had been murdered or killed or whatever, and they charged all of them with murder. And so I was on the committee recruited by Yvonne King, who was a Panther, with Fred Hampton back in the day, and these lawyers were pro bono on the case. And so that's how I met Lou. We began working together on numerous projects in Chicago and around the country, and the United League, of which he had been a part, was the founding organization of the organization that I served chair of for 26 years, the National Black United Front. So Lou took on a lot of cases. He worked with a lot of political prisoners, and he was a lawyer for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and Reverend Jesse Jackson. I had an opportunity to work with Lou intimately on a lot of movement projects, including our international travel to Libya on a couple of occasions, and the flights over, argue and fight all the way over and all the way back. Lou was a very articulate, very skilled lawyer. I know Andre could speak to that. And, of course, he mentored Andre and a number of other younger lawyers here in Chicago and around the country. So I just want to, I knew he had been struggling with this health challenge for some time. You know, he worked, not only did he have his law firm, he was also mentored a little bit in Chicago by Gene Pincham and Jim Montgomery, some of our great elder attorneys here in the city. And he had his own law firm. I think Andre was a part of it. But he has a long history. And
that is why we had to have you bring the historical perspective. Now, look, we are going to continue this conversation. Attorney Lou Meyer, you know what? This is not only a conversation, but a celebration of life. Look, we got the phone lines are lit up. We got all Chicago epic people calling in. When we come back, Eddie Reed will join this conversation, talking about his relationship with Lou Palmer. Hey, it's the Talk Chicago 1690. We'll be back after traffic and the weather.
More of the morning show with Maze Jackson.
Big O, did you know Lou Meyer?
No, I've heard of him.
Attorney Lou Meyer.
I've definitely heard the name. You talk about Gene Pincham and
right.
All those black attorneys. I've heard of him. I've never met him, don't know him.
Man, I read about him, and then I did meet him with Charles, and I met him in a couple other little.
I'm going to thank Andre and Conrad.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to make them hold on. I think about who are the next attorneys that are going to fight, right? So we got Andre Grant. Who are the understudies? Like, I think about, even with this NFL thing, who are going to be the attorneys now that are going to take on these issues, that are going to fight for black folks? Are we losing our generation of warriors?
Let me be very, very frank and very clear. Regardless of how somebody line up to fight for these brothers, the issue is these brothers got to fight for themselves. Here you all have a 90% black league, brothers making millions of dollars, and they won't say, we're not going to go out there and play until you do the right thing.
So that's the 8 o'clock conversation, because I got to understand, why is it? Why is it?
Right.
Like, oh,
See,
go ahead, talk to the captain. Tell me.
See, back in the day, when I was playing in 1980, minimum wage was $37,000 in 1980. So brothers had to get off-season jobs. Everybody didn't make a whole lot of money. So when we struck in 82 and 87, some of those guys had to go back in. They had no leverage. I'm talking to the camera, but I'm talking out loud. But I'm just saying with the NFL thing, we have no leverage. They have leverage now, but they won't use it. They let all those guys that took a knee, let them stand out there by themselves. Because ain't no way, Cap shouldn't be playing. Ain't no way. Ray Rice shouldn't be in there. I mean, NFL does what they want to do. Because it's about dollars, the almighty dollars. And until these boys start, coming together and say, we ain't gonna play, and they start losing them dollars, them billions and millions, they don't care nothing about you. So that's it in a nutshell.
We back. To ecstasy. Go ahead, Big O. Door is wide open for you.
Door is open for me. Yeah.
Go ahead, get it. Here you go. They looking at you. Go. You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man Charles Thomas. Big Otis Wilson is in the background singing the songs as we remember attorney Lou Myers. Charles, you know, you don't know how to put something like this into perspective.
Not yet. It's gonna take this reporter a couple of days to get it in perspective, because at this point, as we said earlier, it's like getting hit with a haymaker and you can't get your legs under you. And you just need you need some time to process it. Is that the word?
I think you got to process it. But you know what I think we also got to do, Charles, is I think we got to keep on providing historical perspective, right? Because I think that for brothers like yourself who knew the man intimately, there's one part of it that there's the personal combined with all of this. But I also think that the WVON listening audience has to, for those people like myself who may have seen or heard, you know, you got to show respect, but maybe for us, you got to get perspective. And one of the people who can do that is another Chicago freedom fighter on the live line. Charles, it's one of your mans in there, Mr. Eddie Reed. Eddie Reed, welcome to the WVON Morning Show.
Brother Charles.
Good morning.
Let me be very, very quick because of so many people waiting. I want to be very quick because I have a very unique point to make. First of all, condolences to the family and to our newest ancestor, Brother Lou. May the Creator be pleased with him. Lou, in the context, I heard the show yesterday about blocking on social media. John Singstack blocked Lou Palmer from the Chicago Defender. Lou Palmer's name could not appear in the Chicago Defender, and nobody would take the case but Lou Myers. Lou Myers took the case for brother Lou Palmer and sued the Chicago Defender. And of course, Kenta Strasberg will remember that very well because his name was not allowed to appear in the paper. I had a chance to Lou's name was not. I had a chance to work with Lou. One of the things that Andre and others can tell you about Lou, personally, Lou had a sense of humor. He had a good sense of humor. He worked hard. Try to get a hold of Ben Chavers. He go way, way back. He left C-Buck. He went to Operation Push with Brother Jackson and Tyrone Crider. He went to the Nation of Islam. When Ben Chavers became the head of the NAACP, he went with Dr. Ben Chavers. This man was a true freedom fighter, and may the Creator be pleased with him as our newest ancestor.
Thank you, Eddie.
Brothers, there was always fights in the hood, and men are going to disagree, and when we disagree, we will challenge each other.
Thank you, Brother Reed. Hey, Reverend Al Sampson, another civil rights icon, pioneer, freedom fighter. Reverend Sampson, can you please give us a perspective on Lou Myers, Attorney Lou Myers? Junior.
Yeah, first I want to say thank you for you three wanting to take this moment on this beloved brother. It was great to hear Conrad Burrell talk about the Pontiac 17. Lou came out of my church, and we had the Pontiac 17 with Chokwe Lumumba. His son now is the mayor down in Jackson, Mississippi, but he was one of the lawyers that was with Lou Myers, and I just talked last night after I got the news from Dorothy Tillman, and I want to publicly say thank you to my beloved sister, because she gave me the call about his untimely homegoing. And Benny Lee said that he was on the board of the Pontiac 17. They're getting ready to celebrate because a lot of the brothers are still alive. I met Lou going into the federal court because of CONTELPRO. He was the lawyer for Minister Farrakhan, and I asked him if he would be my lawyer for SCLC because we did the first gang convention in Chicago at the Conrad Hilton, and the government had always been watching everything we did. When Dr. King came into Chicago, we lived with him on the west side of Chicago
1550 South Hamlin. And it was written up in Ebony magazine about us having the convention and the whole CONTELPRO, which was the government's way of spying on Dr. King and the civil rights movement. I touched base with Andre Grant, and Dwight McGee told us a couple of weeks ago about Lou going in the hospital. We put together a prayer team for him, Sister Hermine Hartman, and I'm so happy that he is a member of Reverend Hatch. You all know he's the chairman of the board at Chicago State, and Hatch got the news and went directly to the hospital late last night, and I had called Andre Grant.
We are trying to reach the Reverend Hatch as you speak. I just texted him. I hope he's able to call in.
Well, the good thing about Hatch is that he first and foremost, he's a preacher. And we got the word that he was heading to the hospital to give comfort to Lou Palmer's wife. But for our young people...
Attorney Lou Myers, Jr. Hey, real quick, Reverend Sampson, and I appreciate that. We got just a couple more people that just want to offer a word before we go. Frank, you're on the Talk of Chicago, 1690.
Yes, my brother. How you doing? You and
Good morning, Frank.
Good morning. Hey, my condolences go out to their family. What I'm more concerned about is how often does something like this happen? You know what I'm saying? And whether or not there's going to be an investigation. I'm telling you, when I first heard about this.
Thanks, Frank. Let's go to Leo. Leo, you're on the Talk of Chicago, 1690.
First of all, my condolences to the family and to the public. He was a people's attorney, but I met Lou when he first came up here to Chicago, and he sought out Lou Palmer right away. And Lou participated. Lou Myers, he served on my board of directors of D'Amico Youth Services. He was truly a person that was interested in developing young people.
Thank you, Leo. Charles?
Yeah, he also, was involved with cases, national cases. The Assata Shakur case, I'm not sure about all that, but I mean, I know he was, and cases in California involving Geronimo Pratt and such in the early days. Yeah, man, this guy
freedom fighter. I mean,
a freedom fighter, real
freedom
fighter.
Like,
and it wasn't with Lou Myers. It wasn't about, like I said earlier, billable hours. You could call this guy, and he would counsel you on anything, stories that I was doing. Businesses you might want to open, activists, as we've heard from people, how he stepped in. And it wasn't about money for this guy. That's what I really loved about him.
Yeah, you know what I think about when I think about this Lou Myers, Attorney Lou Myers passing? Again, legacy. Legacy, legacy, legacy. Who will be the new torchbearers?
Who will use his model, which is service first? Who will use that model of the young attorneys that are coming up?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Top Chicago 1690, and we'll be back after news, traffic, and the weather.
The Talk of Chicago and the voice.
All right. Dog, that you saw that when they start going off into the conspiracy, like the man died and we got invested. That's when you heard me say thanks, Frank. Right? You hear that? Thanks, Frank. Right. That's when you go to. Right. Man, we about to go to this NFL. You ready? Do the players have a choice, or are they victims in this?
They're not victims. Because if you're a victim, it means you can't do nothing about it. And you're helpless. You're defenseless. They can do something about this. They can go out there and say, we're not playing.
No, they can't, Big O.
No more.
How they gonna do that, man? Then they won't get their check.
You're making $20 million. You got enough money to store up in the house. You can sit out for a year.
You crazy? Ain't nobody sitting out for a year.
For your rights? Come on.
You think so? Really?
Come on. That's what I would do.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
The only way you can fight these people with money. Hit them where it hurts. In their pocket.
See?
Hit them where it hurts.
That's what I'm talking about. See, I feel like everybody running around here talking about what we can't do. Like, I think, here's the thing, Big O. I think that I think everybody want, my man say, everybody want a bird's nest on the ground, right? They want to be able to protest, but they don't want to feel no pain for the protest, right? You want me to, I'll protest, but not if it's going to cut my check. Well, what's your principles? Is it your money or your principles? And if
we didn't have a choice. When I struck in '82, you had guys making $30 and $40 and $50,000 a year.
Playing what?
They had to get off-season jobs. So when we struck, by halfway through the season, they had to go back in and get money to take care of their family. So we had no leverage. Then the minimum wage in 1980 when I came in was number one draft pick was $37,000.
What? With all them people in the
with all those people in the state was $37,000. Now it's, depending on how many years you're in the league, it's somewhere from $370,000 to $750,000. Still too low. Still too low.
And not guaranteed.
Everybody ain't making like you see these big contracts. Everybody ain't making that kind of money.
So
that you think they're making. And then talk about $20 million, Uncle Sam coming to get his. So it ain't really $20 million.
So then so then they gonna say we ain't got the money. We can't.
No, they ain't gonna say we don't have the money. They just wait them out. Okay, y'all go ahead and strike. Y'all be back. That's been their mentality. Why do you think they didn't go through the Players Association and consult them on it? But they don't care about us. They never did. Never will.
So why y'all don't start a league, man?
Because the NFL has so much money they can overpower you. Look at Vince McMahon.
But he coming back.
He coming back, but they can't compete with the NFL.
But that's because they ain't had a play. The NFL got the players. I'm saying we got to do your 7-on-7 tour, man. We got to do your 7-on-7 tour.
That's a great idea.
I'm telling you, Big O, think about this. Think about this. Ice Cube. So how many times do people play 7-on-7 in the neighborhood, right? Because you can't get exactly right. Quarterback, 5-second rush, 3-second rush, back, right? Then you can blitz after 3 seconds.
Any professional sport, football has the highest overhead.
So
most expensive game in the world.
So
equipment, traveling, 53 yards.
So, but 7-on-7, you ain't using 53. You can pare the team down, right? You can do 21-21 on each, first, second, third. You don't need no equipment. Now put Deion Sanders and Michael Irvin on the field. Now, I know that's too old, but people would pay to see some old stuff like that. You do it as like a celebrity charity game that everybody comes to play, and you mix it in, and you do it as part of your foundation weekend, and you get like ESPN to cover it, and it's all sexy. Then you say, you know what? All of them guys, them speedsters, because right here's the thing. You also got to market, because as the NFL is trying to figure out these concussions and all this stuff, and mama still want to play, and they still seeing they stars, and then you go get Jay-Z. So Jay-Z takes the New York blah, blah, blahs, and you partner him with what's my man, the linebacker. Right? Chicago Blitz. You partner up with you and Richard Dent, and y'all the owners of the team, and y'all got y'all 7-man, 7-on-7 squad defense, whatever, and you tie them with an old and a new guy, so y'all the football guy. Puffy got a team out in L.A. Dr. Dre got a team out in L.A. with Ice Cube. Now, y'all got a six-team league that has the marketing already built in. You've dropped the cost. You go to the college stadium, right? Or you start at a small, like a small arena, small stadium. You do it 20,000 seat arena, right? At $20 a ticket, you make it fan friendly, the whole thing, per season, 6 teams, and you do a championship. Man, I'm telling you.
That's being excellent idea.
I'm telling you, people would play. People would play. Then think about all of the white boys are doing it right now with rugby, right? They about to start. They doing a 6 league, 6-team league, and they keeping it small. They renting all the NFL stadiums, and they are like, we gonna cultivate this league. You could even do a traveling game and put names in it, like person that's 1 year out the league that didn't want to quit.
Right.
Like, think about like a Ed Reed or like a what's my man who hit a You tell me if Matt Forte is playing 7-on-7 in the summertime and there ain't nobody watching that, I'm watching.
Yeah, you got a good point there.
I'm telling you, man, I'm a marketing genius.
I hear you, brother. Yeah.
But I'm saying, think of like golf outing, but if you did think about everybody does a celebrity softball game, but a celebrity 7-on-7 and you can see Big O, you getting back on the field, man, I'm gonna try one more time, right? You get to see one last matchup for Big O and, right?
Get some 85 guys that can still move.
All the ladies. Big O, you flexing.
Boom, 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 boom.
Bend it, never break it. You are tuned in to the Top of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. Gotta say what's up to Annette Flournoy in the newsroom. Annette, how you feeling today? You really busy today. A lot going on. So is that why you ain't been on the glass today? Because usually you be putting them on the glass. When Big O come in here, you and Sonya, they be up. Oh, see, I knew I wasn't crazy. I was seeing all type of hearts and bowls and things floating around here. Big O, you come around here, man. You are my permanent ego buster. Look, but you know what? Look, last week somebody said, Big O, you part of the family. They was like, no, he's a visitor. They don't want you to be part of the family because they like, you part of the family, we can't get our date on. Now, let me tell you. Look, people was like, Uncle, look, we was like, they was trying to bring him into the family. They was like, no, he cannot be part of the family. We want to keep him as a visiting friend with potential. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the WVON Morning Show. That was Annette Flournoy. Got to say what's up to Sonia Escobar. She is the music conductor of the Soul Plane. But Charles, you know, we've been talking about this NFL thing for a minute, and I was loath to talk about it yesterday, but I felt like it was in the news. But we got Big Otis Wilson in the studio. And Charles, I think he can provide some unique perspective on this story of the NFL.
Yeah, their new policy regarding the national anthem, that if you're on that field when the national anthem is playing, the owners now say that you must stand, and you must, I guess, you must stand. You can't kneel, and you can't demonstrate during the actual playing of the national anthem, but they did give the players the option of staying in the locker room and not coming out during that particular part of the pregame situation.
Well, let me first say this. This is doing of the guy that's in the White House. You know,
you blaming Trump on this?
He started the initiative.
Okay.
He started.
Okay.
And number one. Number two, how you going to take away my rights to do what I need to do? You know, you can't tell me whether it's a corporation, private corporation, or the NFL, it was nothing in place where you had to stand for the national anthem. So, Colin did what he did. I'm pissed off the fact that these guys did not back him 100%.
Wait, who are you pissed off at? The Donald
NFL
Trump people?
players, the NFL players. You guys out there need to come together. You're making all this money where if y'all all come together, you can do something in our community to help our young men and everybody. But yet, when you got these $20 million contracts, you got these $100 million contracts, you have all this money. The NFL is driven by dollars and cents. That's the bottom line. And they almost lost some of their sponsorships last year when a lot of this stuff was going down, and 2 years ago. So the emphasis is, we don't want to lose our money. We're going to make y'all do what we say do. So now they come up with this plan that don't make sense, and I love the fact that the ownership for the New York Jets said, I will pay my guys, fine, but they can do what they want to do.
Now, let me ask you, Big O, though. So I'm torn here, right? Because I'm a businessman. I'm an entrepreneur.
Okay.
My goal is to satisfy my clients. My clients don't want to see all that kneeling and stuff during the game, and I'm trying to be America's sport. So what, you want to use my platform to have your protest. Why I say, get your own league. Go play, get your own league. Why you think I'm going to pay for you to protest? You get to protest and I got to pay for that?
Well, everybody has a right. Everybody has, can have a platform. I mean, I don't see by a guy standing on his knee how it's hurting you as an owner.
Well, because all them white folks up in the stands be like, get that boy off his knees.
I think anytime something happens in America, what the law does is criminalize you first to go after you. Mm. This ain't about denigrating the flag or disrespecting the flag. You got women wearing bikinis that are American flag. You ain't supposed to do that. Mm. Now all of a sudden, are they getting locked up? Mm. You got beer cans, Budweiser, with American flag on the beer can. Mm. Come on, don't be a hypocrite about this thing.
Big O. So is this the owner's flexing saying, these are Negroes and y'all gonna do what we say do?
Master, can I get some water, please?
Uh-oh.
That's the bottom line. You're gonna do what I say do or you're not gonna have a job.
Big O, what power do the players have in this situation?
Come together as one. Say we are not gonna play. Hit them in their pocket where it hurts.
What if they say they'll fire you, though? What if they say you won't get to play?
If every team, man, sit down, people don't want to see Joe Blow from the grocery store playing out there on Monday night or Sunday night. So that's it in a nutshell. When you got the elite of the elite playing, you want an elite game. So you do have some power. But you have to come together and you have to stay together. Hit them where it hurts, in their pocket.
Big O, why don't they, what's the barrier to that? Why isn't this happening?
Well, the culture's been, and from what I've seen, in 1982 we had a strike. 1987 we had a strike. And back in 1980, minimum wage was $37,000. Some guys had off-season jobs. So we sat out, after about the third or fourth game, some of these guys had to go back in to feed their families. So we knew we didn't have any leverage.
But isn't there a players union, Otis? I mean, and what are they doing?
Well, they went around the players union, didn't even consult them. So I'm waiting to see, Charles. I'm waiting to see what this players union is going to do and what their response is going to be.
Why does this feel like the Illinois General Assembly? Like, this feels like the Illinois legislation.
Well, it's always politics. It's always politics and it's always about money. And these guys have to stick together. Like they say, you ball a fist up, and you got five, you strike a better blow as opposed to one or two people sitting out there.
I got a question for both of y'all. Do you all think that this league making this statement creates an entrepreneurial opportunity? Right? The white folks tell you what you can't do, what you can't talk about, how you can do it. They tell you can't do no end zone dances, you can't show your stuff. Is this now an opportunity for us to create a new league? instead of going back to the white folks saying, please, can we protest at your event, sir? Please, sir?
Well, you know, we talked about something. I don't want to say what it is because I don't want to give that idea to somebody else. But what we talked about off air,
yes,
my brain is turning.
So I want to be.
I got a light on the third floor, I got a light on the second floor, and I got one on in the basement. And I'm gonna put this together. I'm gonna bring some folks.
Don't forget your boy, man. Don't forget your boy.
Well, we know who you gonna be sitting right in front.
Hey, now I want to be in the owner's box. Hey, y'all, it's the
right in front.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about it. We're talking about the NFL. The NFL plans on this national anthem. Big Otis Wilson, we got Charles Thomas. When we come back, we'll take your calls. Hey, y'all, and also, one more time, I want to send a mad shot of respect out to Attorney Lou Myers. We'll be back after Attorney Lou Myers Jr. We'll be back after traffic and the weather. I'm telling you, dog, you do it.
That's a great idea, because I didn't even think about that 3-on-3 league. It would be an excellent idea.
I'm telling, and then, look.
No, ain't there a whole lot of overhead?
Look, man, you could go, let me tell you, if you did that, you could probably go to 5 people. And think about if you went, or 6 people, you say what, each team, the budget they play in 6 games, each team is $1 million. Put $1 million budget on each team, $6 million plus the facility rentals, but you go in and you leverage like all of these people that's got the relationship, so you're doing the good thing. I bet you could probably get the league, right, to do something. Man, get that sucker worked into the Super Bowl week, get it worked into, like, make it a thing, and then, like, real players make it credible. So you ain't saying if you play 7-on-7, you a sucker. If you play 7-on-7, you see what they doing in Texas, right? Yeah, exactly. That 7-on-7 in Texas, now, man, they playing for, and they filling up the stadiums. And so my thing is, if you see the trend coming, and you know where you build it? Right here. Man, we gonna televise you have your own network, and you televise the games on social and digital, and then you rent space to put them on everywhere else. So now you can play, the game is coming on, and you get you some good commentators that's there doing the comment. You do all the same setup, but you do it for this, and then you have, I'm telling you.
I'm gonna look into it. It's a little work, but it's worth doing.
Yeah, but I mean, you think about it, and look at Cube's big three. Like, everybody's like, you can't create a league on 3-on-3, and he like, man, we know everybody played 3-on-3. Now the issue is the names, and you doing it, I can see your face, right? I can see my guy. I can still, and when you and, like, I saw a picture of you and your crew. Right? So imagine you and your crew saying all y'all got a team. And it's tonight we taking y'all on. I mean, then you put the sports book in it. So now you betting, people can bet on it. It's already done. Yeah. It's done. So my thing is, man, then you go, you tell, you know people that gamble, you be like, man, we're going to put it on the league in Vegas, right? I'm just telling you, this thing could be, and you could take all the places.
California and Chicago started the main networks.
Main networks, and think about all the people who ain't need some programming. Right. Get you I'm just saying. Then what you do is you go call Cube and you say, look, man, let's mirror that deal. What did you do to get the Fox deal? And look, you be an owner of the LA, or you could be the LA, the merchandising. Then you get somebody somebody hot to design the merchandise. The uniforms are cold. I'm telling you, tie these rappers into this stuff, right? So that the ownership group, so now you got Kendrick Lamar tied up with do multiple. So now you're taking all of their marketing, because they all still fans of football, right? So they all still be like, that's my hero. So you tell Jay-Z he's lined up with, and then you can, these are agents. So now you can create a whole new crew of agents to teach them how to not, I'm just saying, Big O. And you can pick up the phone and people will take your call, right? And if you call Budweiser and say I'm doing 7 on 7, or I'm sorry for you, Miller.
That shit got it, yeah.
Then you go call that dude I told you who I introduced you to 2 weeks ago, who they all.
Yeah.
Then you go to like them. You can go to every state legislature and you know all them people gonna approve funding for it because they gonna all, you know what it's like when y'all go to the state legislature. They just want to be like,
yeah.
Go to 32 to make Rachel fit, to make it all fit. You need to go to 32, 8:32.
Today?
Yeah. Just
right
go,
now?
No. Hit the news at 8:32.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man Charles Thomas in the building. Big Otis Wilson, the air marshal, is in the studio. And Charles, we are talking about this NFL policy with the owners. Charles, I think when I look at this and we keep going back asking the owners, can we protest at their games? I see an entrepreneurial opportunity. Now, Big O, I know you don't want to talk about it, but what happened to the days of like the Negro League? And when we couldn't go do the stuff that the white folks, was we making money still doing it in those segregated leagues? Is there an opportunity for us to create something different?
You know, there's always an opportunity, and I think, you know, if you put the right people in place, you know, like in the football world, because you look in the basketball world, you got Ice Cube, I'm sorry. Ice Cube with the 3-on-3 league.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can get some kind of league going on in the NFL. So if you talk to the right people, I mean, there could be a market for it.
There's a huge overhead in professional football. I mean, you got, as you mentioned, all the players. You got so many players. You got defense and offense. You got all these bodies you got to pay. You got to have a place to do it, which is, you know, that's another factor. And then you have not only the salaries, but also the whole notion of injuries and insurance. Because pro football players get injured a lot. I mean, the overhead is just overwhelming. I mean, basketball, that's one thing. Baseball, that's another thing. But football, man, you got to come up with some serious paper.
Well, you can eliminate a lot of stuff. You can eliminate equipment. You can eliminate, you know, where you play at.
Equipment, how could you?
Well, I mean, almost make it like a two-hand touchdown.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
You know, where you don't have any equipment, you just have a shirt, you have a pair of pants, just like basketball. You put a ball out there and you get a court.
I don't know, man.
I'm sitting here thinking, and my brain is
thinking
turning.
Thinking out loud. I get it. I do it all the time, bro.
You can get about what? You don't have to have 11 guys. You can have, you know, maybe 8 guys, 7 guys, 9 guys.
See,
it's a way of, you know, get some marquee guys. I mean, Michael Irvin is still out there thinking he got some life left. Deion Sanders, you know, he's running around.
Otis Wilson?
Otis Wilson.
Oh, so you Big O, you gonna be a...
Really go. I'm not running like I used to run.
But you get him off the line, though.
Yeah.
You catch him off that line.
Smack him, but I can block the heck out of somebody.
You know what, Charles, I think what you talk about, just that highlights kind of why I feel like black folks are crippled. I think that we want the bird nest on the ground instead of putting the work in that it takes to build something. Now, it's not going to start at the top. And I think that's part of the reason that everybody says we don't have choices. See, Big O, like right now, I feel like the way it's being positioned in the world is that these players don't have a choice, that these owners are doing something to them. But are we missing an opportunity here?
Well, I think when you say we don't have a choice, you know, in my day, a lot of guys didn't have a choice. I can honestly say that. Today's athletes have a choice because, you know, the dollars that they make, they can afford to do what they want to do. If they don't want to go to work, they say, I don't want to work no more. Now I got money and I can do what I want to do. I can open up my own business. You know, we couldn't say that back in my time. You know, you had to go back to them.
Big O, you told us the league minimum was $37,000.
$37,000 when I came in 1987. Guys had off-season jobs.
Let me just be clear. I seen the movie on the 85 Bears. People was taking them whoopings for $37,000. That wasn't enough money, man. The way y'all was beating on people.
Out of 53 guys, you had maybe, 11, 12 guys making some good money. And it's not like the money they make it today. So today, you come out in the first round, you went from that number 1 pick to that 30-something, you're an instant millionaire. You're making a minimum of $20 million. So you can sit down and have your own empire.
See, but can you take that $20 million and reinvest it into an appreciating asset, right? It's like, where does that $20 million, and if you go invest in something, why not invest in yourself? Let's go to Karen. Karen, you're on the Talk Chicago 1690. Good morning, Karen.
My condolences go out to King Lou and his family. But I just want to say, hey, Big O, I love you. Because you just broke it down. First of all, we make choices, and the kind of money that our black men are making for this industry, it's all about choices. And if we get away from some of the habits that they put on our black men to spend our money when we making it, we can run our own NFL. So I love you today, King, for being bold enough to say, get those black men together and tell those white men where to go shoving. I love you, King.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, that's Karen Hicks. Janice, you're on the Top Chicago 1690.
I love Otis too, and I'm around your age, but I know you got a wife. I thought you'd get a kick out of that. Otis, Mr. Wilson, I really admire you. I admire you and my Samurai Mike, because I read in the business several years ago, Samurai Mike take kids from the city who are in trouble and teach them how to be men. I'll leave on that point. And I want to say something you made. We had Paul Robeson. He lost it all. The black community didn't stand with him. He died blind in Philly. His son just died a couple of years ago, and he was saying how the black community turned their back on him. The elite blacks, the look blacks, never will. I want to see some of our boys come out of Grambling to start the team. Because, Overton, now they're going to Alabama instead of Grambling and Florida A&M and things. So it can be done. The Negro Leagues did it.
That's what I'm saying, though,
and
Janice.
You know who Mr. Rude Paul says? He was from Chicago with the Negro Leagues.
See, but Janice, that's what I'm saying, Janice. What I'm saying is, y'all, it's like we keep on begging white folks to let us say what we want to say on their page, in their space. That we wanna allow these rich white people that have made millions of dollars off our backs. Now we want to act like all of a sudden they love us. When do we stop asking white folks, Big O, did they love you back in 1985?
I'm going to put it plain and simple. They should always pat you on the back and say, you family, until it's time for your contract to come up. Then they don't know who you are. I'll leave it at that.
And so, understanding that, how many times we going to keep on asking the people, dude got his foot all the way up your butt. Please, sir. Can you twist it?
I can't picture that.
It's the WVON Morning Show, y'all. Hey, this stuff is crazy. Now, so, Charles, let me ask you, man. What do you see? Are you boycotting next year? You didn't boycott this year, did you?
I didn't boycott this year, man. I'm sorry, man. I don't want to keep going back, but man, what a guy like Lou Myers Jr. could have done for these NFL players. What a job he could have done.
Yes.
I mean, in terms of helping them navigate this thing, because I think the union has really failed the black NFL players on this issue, and they needed a guy like that to navigate this situation.
Well, I'll throw something else in there. Gene Upshaw was the head of the players rep, players union, when back in our day.
Back in your day.
And he played, in the NFL with the Oakland Raiders. Had a great career. And mind you, they did not make a whole lot of money back in those days. And my point is this: when he died, his estate was worth $37 million. So bottom line is, he was on the owner's payroll. Not the due for the player. His interest.
Why is that?
And it's a black man.
And that's a black man.
But can I tell you how it works? That's how it works all the time. See, that's what I'm telling you. They pick one, say we gonna make sure you straight, so you can sell out the rest of the brothers. And that's the same situation I see with our $20 million athlete who ain't gonna stand up. They like, hey man, you straight. You gonna let these Negroes mess up your $20 million? I'm not letting you Negroes mess up my money. Hey, it's a tough shit.
That's the mentality that they have. I mean, nothing lasts forever.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is words of wisdom from what they call that, players only. This is Big Otis Wilson in the building. WVON will be back after traffic and the weather and some news.
Live from the WVON newsroom. Here's our news.
Big O, what you putting on the grill this week, man?
Oh, we floating. We floating.
Where you out? Oh, you floating?
Yeah, we floating. Kind of like.
Oh well, you know what? It's Sunday. I think we might throw something on. We might throw something on the rooftop on Sunday.
We just did all. Well, I shouldn't say we, because all I did was the labor. Go buy the stuff. And she put the flowers up, and now we get the backyard ready. So once I get that ready, then we start laying it on the grill.
Oh, you got to lay it on the grill.
I run heavy. Like the second week in June.
Okay.
Then the popcorn stand is open. Right now, I'm organizing.
I'm trying to find. Oh, you know what? I'm about to put my what you call that thing on your roof? The I don't know what they call it, but I'm putting I got a rooftop. So I'm putting the,
You know what? I have to get a new one because we ain't tore mine up.
Man, I'm getting one of these metal wood ones.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Then I'm mounting it, and then I mount it into the ground, and then I got my rooftop. I got my TV outside. So like you come up there, we got the fire pit. What we do is we kick it out there all day. Man, I'll be out there asleep. I'll be out there asleep. Let me tell you, once I get it done, cause we got a rooftop garden. And once I get it done, man, I'll be out there like you can't even find me.
I'm back there too. So yeah, I'll have it together by second week of June.
Okay, cool.
Man, I want to put me some. I want to find me somebody who does really good beef ribs. Like, where can I find some good? Because
a lot of people don't eat beef ribs for some reason.
Because
different cut.
And it's hard to get them. They said, that Illinois is the ribeye capital of the world, right? And so the ribeye is the same place that they cut the beef rib from, and so they cut them for the steaks, and so you can't never find none with any of the meat. Have you ever been to Green Street Smoked Meats?
No.
So I was at Green Street Smoked Meats. They charge $25 for one beef rib bone. $25. Now that summer gun look like a pot roast on a stick, but it's that mug about like this big. But you can't find them nowhere.
You can't go to like a butcher store?
You know what? I don't know a good butcher store except for like, Peoria. Like, where do you go? Where you go to?
I would say not the meat packing district.
Because it's all.
On Fulton Street, where they be doing.
You talking about on Fulton or on Lake?
Well, Isaac's right there on Halstead.
Oh yeah, that's Lake. Isaac's is gone.
I know.
So all like the only place.
They turned that into.
Well, Mark, I told you, man.
Over there where they still cutting meat.
I'm gonna have to go start digging, man.
Yeah.
See if I can get me some beef ribs cut.
Yeah. But yeah, it's that time now to be out. We were trying to figure it out yesterday, so we put the furniture out, and I'm like, well, let's get this thing organized. So I'll put a patio deck back there. I'm gonna put a lot of stuff.
I just pulled out my furniture, got all my cushions together, got everything organized. I gotta go pull the weeds up out the garden.
We did all that the last 2 days.
Oh, see, I've been jammed up. And then after I pull the weeds, then tomorrow I'm gonna put the canopy up, put my TV up. I gotta find me a box to mount my because I take it down every night. I want to put it up and leave it up, like a plexiglass box that I could leave it up.
There's gotta be somebody I see a lot of these restaurants that have the outdoor patios.
They sure do.
They call, you gotta call, there's somebody you can call.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call somebody.
You know, that's the magic of, touch of the finger.
There's an app for that.
Yeah.
What you doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow I gotta be, I'm on the golf course first.
Okay.
I'm gonna play in the morning, in the afternoon. Then I'll be out in Richard, in Long Grove. Yeah, this house.
He still live in Chicago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely here. Yeah.
I'm just telling you, man. Y'all had a team? Come on, man. You think about, and then all you gotta do is just invite everybody and tell them to bring their friends to come walk the sidelines and be visible, right? So that you bring the real fans out. Come on, man. You.
I'm gonna talk to my headphone guy.
Cause think about this. All of them players that's still trying to make the league, that still got speed, so you could be sitting at the combine like.
It's like arena football. You know what I'm saying? Those guys that still trying to work, they can play. Yeah.
Go long. You get like, I'm gonna say, but somebody still got an arm that can throw the long ball.
Yeah. Because we played a couple of two-hand touch games at the Super Bowl, and Roger Staubach was still out there throwing football, out there playing.
What?
Yeah, Roger Staubach. This was about 5 years ago. I don't know if he's doing anything now because he's in his 70s now.
What about Brett Favre?
He's out there still throwing the ball.
Brett Favre just came out saying he was playing all them games doped up.
Yeah, all of us were.
Really?
Come on, man. Like Charles said, it's physical, man. You stuck on them painkillers.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah, you take a Valium or you get shot up and you go out there and play. That's what you do, my man. You strap it on. Back in my time, if you didn't have a job. They got rid of you.
Really?
Now, the game is totally different now, but yet guys are still getting injured, guys are still getting pressure. They just make a little more money. Yeah.
Damn, Big O.
Big O, how was your how much? Go down, the coach said, move the play over, put the next man in there. And you lay on the ground.
Scraping them up.
About you, man. What can you do for me lately? You're only good as your last play.
How do you feel about the league?
I'm since this Kaepernick thing and all that's going on, I'm really starting to be bitter about it.
Really?
I'm really starting to, be real bitter. Because
He about to do his thing. Hold on. You need to stop it, Maisie. Let me have my conversations around here. Tell me what to talk about. Tell me to give a rest. Talk about what I want to talk about.
That is Miles Davis in his 1971 tribute to Jack Johnson. Miles and the artistic community have known of that great injustice to Jack Johnson for most of the past century, and they've been doing what they can to bring justice. And of course, yesterday, President Donald Trump pardoned Jack Johnson after all those years. But Miles and other artists, filmmakers, they recognized the injustice for a long time. And that's Charles's Choice for this morning, brought to you by Next Level Health. Next Level Health, best serving the community by increasing access to health care in Cook County, the only Black health management company serving Medicaid recipients in Cook County building strong partnerships in the neighborhoods. Next Level Health, bringing you Charles's Choice this morning, Miles Davis in the tribute to Jack Johnson.
Was Charles's Choice. But as you know, May is Health Awareness Month, and on the live line with us back again, that's our own board-certified physician, Dr. Rachel. Dr. Rachel, how are you today?
Doing fantastic.
Good morning, Dr.
Here.
Rachel.
Good morning.
Good morning. Are you singing? See, I like to sing too. So, Dr. Rachel, you know what? I got a question for you. Did you know that yesterday was Crohn's and Colitis Day?
I did. And you know what I love about days like that is it gives us the opportunity to talk about diseases that you might not have even known existed, and just to kind of, make us all into little miniature clinicians here. So, yeah, totally. I love it.
So, Dr. Rachel, talk to me about this Crohn's disease. I hear about it. I'm starting to see commercials. I hear the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation from the man. He writes the commercials. Talk to me about what exactly it is.
Sure. So when you think about Crohn's disease, I want to go back to what we've been talking about all this month, which is inflammation, right? So what inflammation is a trigger word for is kind of like if you imagine being punched in your arm really hard by Pacquiao. Bam. So now what you're doing when you're looking at your arm, it's hot, it's inflamed, it's tender, it's sore. Well, that's inflammation. And what causes inflammation are a variety of things, everything from our diet to the environment. So what Crohn's disease is inflammation of your bowel. So it's called inflammatory bowel disease. And basically, inflammation, that same type of redness and induration and tenderness, and sometimes it's bleeding in the digestive tract, which leads to like cramping abdominal pain, diarrhea. Basically, whenever someone who has Crohn's disease and they're inflamed, meaning that they're not in control at that particular time, they can have bloody diarrhea, they can have weight loss. What tends to happen is when they're eating food, the food doesn't end up being absorbed correctly, so they end up malnourished, and it really ends up becoming an awful situation, because as you can imagine how much of our lives are based around food. Well, every time a person with Crohn's disease eats food, it actually ends up being a terrible situation if they aren't in remission and if their disease isn't under control.
Doctor, I've had several people that I've known in my life who have had this condition. They couldn't, for instance, fly on an airplane because they just didn't know when they had to go. And when they had to go, it would be so sudden that they couldn't do things like fly on an airplane.
No, that's correct. It really does change your lifestyle that much. And in terms of risk factors, who's more likely to get Crohn's disease? Well, anyone who has had a family history of having Crohn's disease, anyone who's a cigarette smoker, that increases your risk. Actually, Crohn's disease is actually usually diagnosed in younger people. So people under the age of 30 is usually when Crohn's disease is first diagnosed. And in terms of ethnicity, there's a group of Eastern European Jewish descent population called Ashkenazi Jews tend to have a higher incidence. Ashkenazi Jews.
Are you trying to get us in trouble on here? Look, don't start. Don't start nothing. Look around here.
They know what we know.
Okay.
It's
one Facebook Live going on around here.
No problem.
So
is it
genetic? So you're saying it does have a genetic strain that runs in certain communities?
Sure, in certain ethnic communities. And Crohn's disease is actually more common in white populations.
You gotta sit right here so you can be on
It is increasing in black populations, of course, as everything bad seems to be these days. But and also living kind of in industrialized countries makes it so that you're more likely to be exposed to environmental factors which might trigger Crohn's disease. And so the bad part about Crohn's disease is that you can have complications with it. And I think that those are the things that why we have to screen and why when you have Crohn's disease you have to get colonoscopies regularly is because, we have to screen for colon cancer because having Crohn's disease increases your risk of developing colon cancer. You can actually develop fistulas, which basically means that as that fistula starts to get inflamed, it can actually stick on things. You know, and if you can imagine like having a leaky sore, how every time your pants comes in contact with that leg, it'll stick to it. That's what can happen with Crohn's disease with the bowel. So a lot of things can happen.
She going for her social. You want to put your headphones on so you can be in the studio.
Dr. Rachel, as we wrap, how do you know, what are the signs that you have Crohn's disease?
Okay, but I don't have, it's Black Mall Awards.
No, you know, if you have Crohn's disease, you're pretty miserable. You know, you're having abdominal pain, you're diarrheaing. Sometimes you look in the toilet and there's blood, not all the time. You cramp every time you eat food. And this is a sign that you need to get to your physician. There are medications available now to help with Crohn's disease. But actually, if you find a holistic practitioner or a naturopathic doctor or someone who believes in diet, we've seen a lot of great things happen when people change their diet. Because if you imagine, if the stuff you're eating is causing inflammation down there, well, you're going to have to change your diet so that you don't have as much inflammation.
Y'all better stay up off that Louisiana hot sauce and them habanero peppers. Hey, y'all, this is the WVON Morning Show. May is Health Awareness Month. This has been Dr. Rachel. She is a board-certified physician as well as a clinically trained, a licensed clinical sexologist. I keep telling you, I'm waiting on my degree. Look, we'll be back.
We got these two cameras,
1690.
Facebook and
More of the morning show.
All right.
Maze Jackson.
Let me do a quick intro real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the WVON Morning Show. And you know what? We are about to go live with Cassie and Dre. They have the 3rd annual TBM Awards. Now, they're going to be talking about live on air. But since we got a little time right now for some social, y'all go ahead. Cassie?
All right.
Dre?
What's up, everybody? Cassie. We're at blackmall.com, and we got the 3rd annual TBM Awards coming up. So this is our Black Business Awards. It's kind of like your Grammys or your, it's like your Grammys or the Oscars, but focused on Black-owned businesses. 25 categories, 4 nominees per category, and they're going to find out at the actual event.
And this is voted for by the people of Chicago. So ultimately, these businesses were chosen by you, nominated by you, and selected by you. The winners were chosen. So these are your businesses. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. The best people like Batteries of Berries, Silver Room, Iodelic.
Now back up. But talk to me about the Black Mall itself and why the Black Mall exists.
Man, why does the Black Mall exist, right? Well, of course, y'all, we were hungry. It was like, this was like 6 years ago. We was listening to Watch the Throne, listening to Black Excellence.
Oh, Jay-Z motivated that? That's what I'm talking about.
Already, right? So we were listening, the conversations and thinking about conversations around Black excellence, and we wanted to find some Black excellent food. We was hungry. We riding around the hood. We found a Chinese food restaurant. We found the corner store. We found a whole lot of other stuff other than a Black-owned restaurant. We found one on 79th, man. It was a hole in the wall, and nobody knew about it, but it was fire. Yeah. So we wanted everybody to know about this fire food in the hood. And that's how it started off, man.
And it has blossomed into, I know I get the emails all the time. I'm like, man, I didn't even know Black people made toilet paper. So tell me about the things that you can find on blackmall.com.
So on the website, right, we have e-commerce site.
Well, so 2 things. The Black Mall is a directory, right? So forget Yellow Pages. Go to theblackmall.com, go to category, go to city. It's nationwide, and find the business that you want. Beauty shops, retail stores, restaurants, you name it, we got it on there. And then we have the e-commerce site that has Black-owned products, like the tissue Maze was talking about, detergent, toothbrushes, mouthwash, deodorant, all made by you, by Black people. And we now put all of those things into a physical store in Chicago where you can come by it in person.
Where's the address?
532 East 79th Street. For the rest of this month, we'll be moving right across the street to 541 East 79th Street, right in the heart of the Black Nicholson Mile, downtown Chatham. You already know. Yeah. Man, we got deodorant, detergent, toothbrushes, toilet paper, all your necessities and accessories, all Black-owned.
So when I want to buy Black, I don't have an excuse. There's no excuse.
There's no excuse.
Look no further. You have found what you were looking for.
So now let me ask you this: what are the prices like? Because oftentimes when I talk about shopping black, I gotta take a dip, right? I gotta pay a little bit more and take a little dip.
Well, that's fine. I like to say this though too, okay? Because next time y'all talk about dips and I see y'all with y'all Gucci belts on, come on,
I got one of them.
Come on, right? And I see you standing in line for 2 hours to get a pair of Jordans that's not even made from leather. Come on,
I don't do mine.
I don't want to hear that tip. Okay, but we do have some awesome prices. Some of the prices, of course, when you're talking about our businesses, it takes a little bit more because we do it. But then we got some prices that are $5.
Do you sell books? Do you sell books? So can I say something? Do y'all know Big O got a book?
We need it.
We need it. And we ship nationwide.
Yes, sir. We ship nationwide.
Through Amazon. They're killing us.
Or work with them, but work with them too. I don't care how it go, but let's figure out how we make our people work.
Yes.
All right, y'all. Look, so I'm about to throw this because we got to do it quick. You got 3 minutes. Yeah. So you got to nail it, and then we got to close out the show.
Yeah.
All right? Who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Who is it? Mm-hmm. Oh, Lou Myers. Man, you gotta tell me that. You just do all that shit on the literally. Like I did that. Do that shit on me. Ladies and gentlemen, that was attorney Louis Meyer Jr., right? Who, one of the great ones who has passed, was taken from us, as Brother Eddie Reed said, has become one of our ancestors. I like that. Has passed on to become one of our ancestors. Much love to Lou Meyer. But one of the things that attorney Louis Meyer Jr., let me make sure I get that right. But one of the things that I heard in that speech that we heard was about self-reliance. Mm-hmm. And what do we want? And I like to ask what's in it for the black people. And I'm always excited when somebody got an answer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, do you all know that the 3rd annual TBM Awards are here? Now, what is TBM, you may ask? Well, you know what? It is awesome that, coincidentally, I just happened to bump into Africa, and she knew about this conversation. I have, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know it, Cassiopeia Aurora, as well as Dre, right? And they are here to talk to us about the 3rd annual TBM Awards. Y'all talk to us about what the TBM Awards are and what should we expect. Come on.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Drake. That's my deep voice.
So the TBM Awards is this Sunday, May 27th at the DuSable Museum of African American History. VIP reception at 6 p.m. Doors open at 7 p.m. for the award ceremony. It's our Oscars, it's our Grammys, it's our BET Awards, but it's all focused on black-owned businesses. And this is where we got 25 categories of amazing black businesses and 4 nominees per category. That's 100 nominees of black excellence.
Good Lord, that means it's going to be a long show.
In Chicago. No, we got it tight.
We got it tight. Okay.
2 hours, you in and out. Okay. We're celebrating the best in black. Seriously, it is the top 25 black-owned businesses in the city, voted for by the citizens of Chicago. Like, these are your businesses. These are the ones that you love. So definitely, come and celebrate.
So you all, before you all were talking about the origins of the Black Mall, real quick, and I felt a special kind of way because y'all brought up my guy Hove.
Hey.
How did this Black Mall come about?
Hey, 6 years ago we was riding in the summer. 6 years ago we riding, and we was listening to Watch the Throne and thinking about Black excellence. Envisioning what Black excellence looked like, and we wanted to find the best, the most excellent Black businesses in the city, specifically the restaurants, because we were hungry. And we rolled through the hood and we found Chinese food. We found, the corner store that ain't Black owned. We found a whole lot of stuff, but we didn't find any real soul food restaurants. And we decided, we found a West African spot on 79th Street, hole in the wall. Food was excellent. Nobody knew about it. We wanted everybody to know.
So look, and that has spawned the blackmall.com, where you can get everything Black, from toilet paper to toothpaste, Black toothpaste.
Come on.
Deodorant. It's not that African deodorant that be having you smelling. Let me stop. Hey, all right, y'all, don't get me in trouble. This all Black love today. Hey, it's the WVON Morning Show, but I'm going to tell you, I do be knowing some musty people. Hey, it's the WVON Morning Show. It's the Black Mall. That's said in all love to all my people. The Black Mall 3rd Annual Awards. It is this Sunday, May 27th. The DuSable Museum of African American History. Doors open at 7 p.m. Check it out. I'm going to even be in that joint. I'm going to be giving away an award or something.
And Tennille is nominated.
Hey! What was she nominated for?
For media.
The new media, best in social. Hey, y'all, it's the WVON Morning Show. Thank you all. We'll be at the Black Mall. Look, Charles, what you got coming up this weekend?
Of course, it's Memorial Day weekend. I'm going to be doing Cliff Kelly's show on Monday afternoon at 3 o'clock. I want everybody to join me there. But, this weekend, I'm going to be thinking about Lou Myers Jr. and his passing, trying to process this. Just heard about it, just spoke to Marshall Hatch, his pastor at New Mount Pilgrim Baptist Church on the west side. He says this happened at 9 o'clock last night. So we really haven't had 12 hours really to process this, and that's what I will spend a lot of this weekend doing, remembering my friend and our community's friend, Lou Myers Jr.
Big O.
Just on the grill. I'm going to be working on my NFL / get them out and get the new Black Football League going.
You see that? See, look at Big O here answering what's in it for the Black people, how we get around here. And you know what? We gonna find you an insurance agent. We gonna find the money. We can do this. We ain't got the wait. We don't have to be reliant. Hey, y'all, last one. So check it out. I'm gonna be appearing tomorrow on the U. Tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. 26 North. With George Blaze. So check that out. I let them have it. Y'all, I went Black on them again. They're going to kick me off TV. I will be at the Black Mall, the TBM Awards, as well as, I'm going to get on this grill, man. Hey, I'm going to throw me some, you know what? Don't be surprised. You see some smoke signals out on the west side? Don't be surprised. I might be sending you a note. Also, I want to send a congratulations to all of the graduates, right? My daughter graduated this week, but as I've been driving around, I've been seeing graduates, and it's so great to see Black young people, Black excellence shining. Hey, y'all. Now, for Annette Flournoy in the newsroom, for Miss Sonia Escobar, she is the musical conductor of the Soul Plane. We got the Black Mall team in the building. We got my man, Big Otis Wilson, the Air Marshal, Uncle Charles. I am your host, Maze Jackson, and if they don't like it, you know what you can tell them. You can tell them, Maze said, we out of here. Peace. Good stuff, y'all. Good stuff. I appreciate y'all. We crammed a lot in that. You can go ahead and get you one last close if it's anything you want to plug. You still got about 70. You probably about 3.
Get y'all tickets, man. Go to the blackmall.com.
How much?
35 for general admission, 50 for VIP.
Good Lord. Y'all doing, it's nothing. It's nothing.
Free tour, everything. And yeah, like you said, I want to give a shout out to my daughter. She graduated from 8th grade.
Oh.
Yeah. Congratulations, Amira. Love you, brother.
Yay. All right, y'all got to say what's up to Sister Africa. Because Africa, let me tell you, Africa is a gangster publicist. A publicity gang. She was like, don't have me ask you again, my girl. And it's like, y'all got to remember that Africa, Janelle, and Nate, they was like the superstar interns of the century that we all fought. Y'all don't even know Sister Africa is responsible for Kanye. Right? Y'all don't be knowing about, they don't be knowing about our history. They don't know. We go way back, like 4 flats.
Are you interested in Lisa Morrison Butler next week?
Who is she?
She's commissioner. Lisa Butler.
For what?
And the city's family and support services to speak about important investments on youth. Opportunities on youth.
Yes. Let's put that in our.
No, hold on. I got something else brewing for Friday already.